Cheers. Oh, man. How was that, Eric?
Oh,
Are
great.
you drinking the same stuff tonight?
Yeah.
I'm drinking something different.
What are you drinking?
Raspberry vodka.
Raspberry vodka. Nice.
I had to go with something that tasted different after the last time we did this because it was I don't know, man. I still don't really feel like drinking, but this game helped me out with that. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Blazers Uprise post-game show powered by BetUS. The Blazers lost by 42 tonight to the Utah Jazz. The same Jazz team that hadn't led by more than 20 points all season long, and the same Jazz team without Larry Markkinen and Jordan Clarkson. So we get to rank on the big board of worst Chauncey Billups losses of his tenure as Blazer coach. We get to add this one to the vault, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be worse than losing to, like, the number one seed OKC by 60, right?
Is this worse than losing by the Memphis Grizzlies G League team by 45?
I think so, because, I mean, the Grizzlies at least have played well without some of their starters. I mean, the Jazz are 4-17 going into this game.
Jazz are 4-17. I repeat, they had not led by more than 20 points all season long. Their winning margin is more than twice that. They beat the Blazers by 42 points, all right? This postgame show, it is shot night. In case you're new to the channel, maybe you're hate watching because I got some hate tonight on Twitter, man. Got some messed up hate on Twitter. More than the usual, right? So maybe you're hate watching, maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you love us, I don't know. If you love us, we appreciate you. But in case you're new, we have event nights every night. And today just coincidentally happened to be shot night, okay? This was scheduled before the start of the season. And yeah, complete coincidence that the Blazers lose by 42 on shot night. And it gives us a good reason to drink and forget about the state of this franchise right now as the Blazers fall to 8-15. And they get absolutely embarrassed at home. I didn't even add that part. They're freaking home, man. They're freaking home. And you know how they had that stretch earlier in the season where they started playing good basketball and we talked about hopefully this could be something consistent, right? Because they always have these good stretches and then they fall back to playing crappy style basketball and guys quitting and this and that. And it always reverts back to the same old bull crap. And every good stretch is always just a good stretch. It's always just a flash in the pan, right? And they win 3 games in a row earlier in the year, and it's like, man, maybe this time Chauncey Billups has figured something out. Maybe this time things will be a little bit different. Maybe this time this team is actually figuring out how to maybe not even win basketball games, but like play a decent style of basketball and have an identity. But no. This loss is even worse than the 45-point loss earlier in the year against the Memphis Grizzlies. In my opinion, this is the worst loss of the season. This might be the worst loss of Chauncey Billups' tenure as Blazer head coach, and that's saying a lot. I know they've lost by 60, but that was against good teams. That was on the road. They lose by 42 at home to the Utah Jazz, and it was so bad that, you know, of course you had some people, some media guys trying to excuse it, acting like this could happen on any given night. Never mind the fact that the Jazz have not led by 20 points all season long and they won by more than twice that, okay? And it's game 23. Never mind that. There were some people trying to excuse it. You even had Casey Holdall saying that this was embarrassing. Casey Holdall works for the team, all right? So we even got Casey Holdall out here on Twitter. Tonight was a fun night on Twitter. All right, if you don't follow us on Twitter, check the links in the description box below. But like, you cannot sit there after this game and excuse this game away. You just can't. The team didn't show up. There were multiple players that gave such poor effort, man. I was embarrassed for them. And you had a couple of guys that I'm ready to rant about. So like I said, in case you're new to the channel, in case you don't know what we do event nights. We mix up each post-game show. We have something fun for each post-game show. This is a shot night. We're going to break down this game for an hour, and then we're going to go off the rails, talk about who knows what, because, you know, that's not the first shot we're going to take. All right? And that's what tonight's stream is going to be. And we're also going to listen to Chauncey Billups' interview, because I know some of you were dying to hear our reaction to that.
And if you're 21 or over, please join us if you're able to do so responsibly. And yeah, let's have some fun because this game was not fun at all.
Not fun at all, man. So, looking forward to breaking this down. Really looking forward to listening to Chauncey's interview. This is going to be a really fun stream, man. I mean, I want this team to be good, but sometimes the team is so bad, it's kind of funny. Sometimes the team is so bad that it's just, I mean, it's just comical, man. How do you lose by 42 at home to the Utah Jazz? We don't even have to break down X's and O's. We don't even have to break things down in depth. You literally lost by 42 to the Utah Jazz. Like, I keep saying that. It's still an absurd sentence.
Dude, and I'm sorry, but like the Blazers broadcast, they mentioned some point like this is what happens when you have a bunch of rookies out there. We didn't have a single rookie playing tonight. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm so sick of the excuses, dude. I am 100%. I don't even think we can wait till the end of the season anymore. This team needs to fire Chauncey Billups immediately. I'm there now. He's got to go, man.
I'm tired of people saying these players play hard for Chauncey. These players show up for Chauncey, blah, blah, blah. There's a stat that came out yesterday. The Blazers are last in the league in box outs. Surprise, surprise.
Not even close.
We've complained about it, but like that's not a fun thing to complain about. We probably don't talk about that enough. This team can't be bothered to box out, which is a very fundamental thing, okay? If you don't know what boxing out is, it's when a shot goes up, you turn around and seal your guy off so that you can rebound the ball, okay? So that you can grab the rebound. This team has a couple of veterans that are not interested in boxing out, in rebounding, and giving effort, and it's disgusting, and they're being paid way too much money. The Blazers last in the league in box outs, okay? I don't know how many offensive rebounds they give up tonight. Oh, 11. The thing is, they shot 55% from the field and 44% from three, so there wasn't many misses for them to be had in the first place, right? But this Utah Jazz team just came out and slapped the Blazers in the face. The Blazers seemed completely uninterested in playing defense, completely uninterested in rebounding the ball, completely uninterested in doing anything right. Anything to win this game. They gave up at least 33 points in every quarter to the Utah Jazz. So it's not like, oh, you had a couple really bad quarters where they got really hot. Consistently throughout this entire game, this defense was a travesty. And you're talking about lineups with Drew Eubanks in them, Svi Mikhailuk in them, Johnny Juzang had 22, Isaiah Collier, Micah Potter, Bryce Sensabaugh, Walker Kessler is not known for his offense. Those were 7 of the 10 players that played for the Jazz tonight, and they hang 141 points on you when a week and a half ago, this team was acting like they were a good defensive team.
Tori, this game was so bad, I think they owe everyone that went to the arena a refund of their ticket price. And I'm not even joking. Like, people paid hard-earned money, and Aeromancer said he was thinking about going to the game tonight and that tickets were relatively expensive for what you would have thought they'd be for a Friday night, even against the Jazz. Dude, you should refund every one of your fans that went and witnessed your performance because you didn't show up to a game. You're just going to collect everyone's money for coming to the game and wanting to watch you play, and you didn't even bother playing at all. Like, that's freaking BS, dude. This organization's a joke at times.
Yeah. There was multiple people lamenting that they went to this game. Lamenting.
Shout out
why
to
am
the
I
people
here?
in chat who said they went to the game.
like we got a huge group chat on Twitter, right? We got a huge group chat. There's multiple people in that group chat lamenting the fact that they showed up to this game. We had Aeromancer saying, thank goodness I didn't go to this game. All right? This is how you get fans checked out ASAP, right? Now, they don't have Donovan Clingan. They need Donovan Clingan defensively. This is why I said
Our MVP.
Some people thought I was crazy when I said Donovan Clingan has more of a positive impact on this team as a rookie than DeAndre Ayton does on a max contract. Some people act like I was crazy for that. Oh, how could you say Clingan's better? Well, to me, better means doing things that help you win basketball games, not just scoring. Unfortunately, Eric, all DeAndre Ayton is interested in doing is scoring. And most of the time it's on mid-range shots. It's not even like, oh, I want to go dunk it on someone. It's not even that. Okay? I'm going to talk about him, but first, I want to thank a couple of donation messages. Shout out Colonel Pancakes, $5 donation. I don't feel comfortable reading that first part, but thank you for the $5 donation. He says, enjoy your chicken McNuggets. Never mind, they couldn't even get that either, FML. Yeah. Couldn't even get to 100. So it was the offense and the defense. Just disgusting basketball all around. Shout out to Dro, $2 Drono. Says, belt to ass, sell the team, Portland needs it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to feel good about where this organization is going with stuff like this. And people will look at their record in 8-15, right? They've won a little more than a third of their games. Like, that's some huge accomplishment. I have been telling you guys that the record is overinflated. If you look at the metrics for this team, they are still just as bad as last year. Right now, they're 29th ranked in adjusted offensive rating and 27th ranked in adjusted defensive rating. Okay? But when I point that out, when they're sitting here with like an 8-10 record or 8-11 record, I forget what it was, right? 8-11, 8-12. When I'm sitting here talking about these metrics that say, yeah, the Blazers are the second worst team in the league when they have like the 8th worst record, then I'm Mr. Negative. But unfortunately, that's just talking about facts, all right? That's just talking about stats. Now, no stat is perfect, okay? Context is needed with every stat, and when you start talking about context, you can go multiple ways in terms of how you want to contextualize a stat, right? You can be positive with it, you can be negative. It's not like like this is exactly how it is, right? There's always context with stats, okay? But the stats are what the stats are. This team is not good offensively. They're not good defensively. They are currently bottom 5 on both ends of the floor. They are currently second to worst in adjusted net rating. And we keep talking about how, yeah, it's a rebuild year, developmental year. Has this team gotten any better since the start of last season? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like everyone has regressed.
Got some different personnel, yeah.
They got some different personnel, okay? Denny Avdia struggled today, but he's been playing good basketball. But has Shaedon Sharpe improved? Shaedon Sharpe was miserable tonight. 3 for 12, 1 for 8 from 3. Shaedon Sharpe is exactly who he was last year, where he'll have a couple huge games and people get excited, and then he'll disappear for 4 or 5 games in a row. He's still that same exact player. He looks exactly the same as last year. Okay. Anthony Simons, we've talked about his struggles. DeAndre Ayton's defense has fallen off a cliff, and that's saying a lot because his defense wasn't particularly good in the first place, right? Tamani Kamara, he shot the 3 ball a little bit better this year. Started off this game 0 for 4, left with an injury. That sucks, right? Jabari Walker, is he any better? Like, is this team any better than they were a year and a half ago? We talk about development. What exactly are they developing well? What are they, Eric, are they developing anything well? Anyone well?
I don't know, man. At one point in this game, we had given up like 20 second chance points, and we only had 1. Like, so we're not even... We missed like 2/3 of our shots, and we still couldn't get an offensive rebound. Like, I don't know. That leads to... Well, that and the defensive issues lead to effort issues, and that was supposed to be the one certain we had, right? Was that effort wasn't going to be an issue. If the talent might be, but not the issue, not the effort.
People always overrated the effort under Chauncey Billups.
And the other thing is too, I saw a few tweets. It's like, well, when you're not a very talented team, who the heck do you think we played tonight? Like, do you think we played a team that's more talented than us?
We played a team that's supposed to be worse than us. That's
yeah,
kind of the point.
One of the few teams. Like, if we lost by 30 to the Wizards right now, who are like 2-40, like, would people be saying, "Oh well, this just happens"? Like, teams are gonna get embarrassed. Like, what the heck? Like, no.
Yeah.
Everyone who's saying that, STFU, and grow some balls and call out a pathetic performance as it was. These guys did not give a crap about this game. Ayton looked completely disinterested. Simons didn't look like he cared. Sharp didn't look like he cared. Come on, let's call it what it is. This team does not give a crap, and that's pathetic, dude. Like I just don't know, and that's directly pointed at the front office who brought in the personnel or has kept certain players on this team, and it's 100% on the coach, like Cody Murray says in chat. 100%. When your team is this often ill-prepared to come into games, to start off games, you have effort issues, you have accountability issues. That was supposed to be the thing Chauncey was going to do, put an address on it. Like, all this stuff is all on the coaching staff. And by a big portion of the media, he is getting a free pass and can do no wrong, and everything is excused with, well, this is what happens when you have a young team. No, man, there's plenty of young teams who lose, but they at least play hard, and it doesn't look like they're completely disinterested in a game.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't call out this loss for what it is, you should not be taken seriously in your coverage of this team. Okay? Because I just don't understand why there's some fans out there that want basically everything to be handed to them on a silver platter, that want to wear rose-colored glasses. I mean, even if you're wearing rose-colored glasses, if I was wearing rose-colored glasses and looked at this box score, man, it wouldn't be so rosy anymore. But there is media out there that somehow can always paint the rosiest of pictures, okay? And it's just ridiculous. You cannot be taken seriously if you're saying, anyone can get embarrassed on any given night when you just lost by 42 at home to a team missing its best player that hadn't led by 20 all season long, and this is their 22nd game of the season, and they were 4-17 coming in. That's BS. That reeks of, I have an agenda, and my agenda is just to excuse anything that happens with this team, excuse the coach, excuse blah, 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 blah. Give me a freaking break, man. Give me a break. It's funny because part of the reason why we were able to get so successful with this channel is because we were willing to call such a terrible loss like this a terrible loss. And there isn't enough people out there that'll do that. This loss was freaking embarrassing. This loss was terrible. This might be the worst loss in the NBA of any team the entire season. And you can't just sit there and act like that happens all the time and say, yeah, this can happen on any given night. It's BS, man.
Yeah, and I saw you guys wanted to tank. This is what it looks like when you tank. No, it isn't. We're playing Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, DeAndre Ayton. Those aren't supposed to be tanking players. I mean, yeah, they're not playing well enough, so it is tanking. But those are, you don't start them. And then you freaking put them back in the fourth quarter. I don't know, was Chauncey punishing them by putting them the starters back in at the fourth quarter? And then the lead increases when the starters come back in, and then he has to take them back out again. It's we're not trying to lose. That's the problem. So you look at the Washington Wizards, and they're the worst team in the league. But at least a lot of their minutes, they're playing Sarr and Bub Carrington and stuff. They're Keyshawn George. They're getting them minutes and stuff, and they still have Poole and Kuzma. So they're just like us. They need to trade those guys. But I heard Arshad, one of our friends, say earlier that it's unethical tanking what they're doing. It's what do you want them to do? Give more shots to Poole and Kuzma? There's nothing they can do. And that team's going to be terrible, but at least it going in. We haven't traded any of our vets, and we're playing in major minutes, and we have all these guys that people think are about to break out or be stars or whatever, and like they're not. And against one of the worst three teams in the league, like, it's really sad, man. And this is not just like a typical, oh, the Blazers obviously don't want to win this game. They were trying to win this game and lost by 42 to a 4-17 team. There is no excuse for that, and I'm sick of people giving excuses.
Yeah, it's why, I don't know, man. I can't respect people that aren't willing to call out something bad as something bad. I can't respect somebody's analysis if everything is trying to paint over it with a brush that, it's not that bad when you lose by a team. You lose to a team like this by 42 at home. Like, it's bad. Just call it bad. I don't understand why you can't. It's crazy to me, man. So that's what we'll be here for. We'll be the guys that can sit here and tell the fan base, yeah, it's bad that they lost to the Utah Jazz by 42 freaking points today. It's bad. Because here's the thing. If they were successfully developing players, they would not lose to the freaking Utah Jazz by 42. And that's the bigger problem, right? It's not about wins or losses. It's about progress. It's about development. It's about young players getting better. It's about finding an identity. And we keep talking about, can this team find an identity? Right? This team should not be the fourth worst defensive team in the league. There's no excuse for that. Even when they're missing guys, this team should not be that bad defensively. You know what that says to me? Number one, you got guys that aren't playing hard enough. Number two, you don't rebound enough. You're last in the league in box outs. Number three, defensively, you're not scheming things up well enough. Like you aren't running the right stuff defensively. Okay. Number four, you do got some guys that aren't necessarily great defenders on this team, but shoot, man, you got Kamara, you got Denny Avdia. Like, this team definitely looks better with Robert Williams and Donovan Clingan in the game. I guess you're without them. The biggest point is, okay, when is this team at their worst defensively? It's when they're playing their max contract center, who will start ahead of Donovan Clingan and Robert Williams, who was, according to many people, a great piece to get back for Damian Lillard in the Dame trade, and that, of course, is DeAndre Ayton. And the same people we're criticizing in this stream that won't call out the team are the same people that said DeAndre Ayton was a phenomenal piece and a phenomenal get by Joe Cronin when he traded Damian Lillard. DeAndre Ayton is a travesty. He is a travesty, okay? Let me thank Donos, and then I'll get into that, because we got a few more. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. Shout out Horror Director, $10 donation, says, I keep donating because I remember the good times. Listen, man, we'll get there someday. I don't know when, but I will celebrate with you, and hopefully in the future we can raise a glass to good times instead of losing to the Jazz by 42 points. Take a shot every time I say that. Actually, don't. You might not live through it, and
hey,
that'd be bad.
Over the next few years, hopefully we'll have a Fire Chauncey Billups stream, a Fire Joe Cronin stream, and a Jody finally sold the team.
Yeah,
and
I'll call it a Jody Allen fired stream. Fire her, man.
Burt Cold is no longer any part of this organization as well. Like, that'll be the day that we can all celebrate and finally get this ship turned in the right direction.
Absolutely. Shout out Embarking Box, $5 donation, says, can't stay long. I chose a date night with my wife over this game. This team needs systemic changes from the ownership down. Have a good night, y'all. Yeah, exactly as Eric said. This team needs changes from the top down. It's obvious, and choosing a date night with your wife over this game is a good decision. But we'll miss you in the chat. Thank you, Embarking Box. And then shout out to Christopher Aquino, $5 donation, says, Tori says before the game, let's get ready to suck it. Uprise DX. Is that a reference that I don't get? Is that?
Someone referred to us as the DX of Blazer Media or something.
What does that even mean?
It's a wrestling thing. So they're the guys who did the cross chop and
See, man, I get donations as messages that are definitely, I could tell, a reference to something, but I am not savvy enough with pop culture or even wrestling and that sort of stuff to understand references. So my apologies. Thank you for the $5 donation.
The One Piece was Rebel, they were the rebels of wrestling for a while. Yeah.
Got you. And then shout out to Smog, member for 47 months. That's a long time. Says Jody's apathy has poisoned the whole franchise. Shout out Medina, member for 9 months, says love to see pull the team in the same direction. LOL. Yeah, man, Chauncey got these guys pulling in the same direction. Unfortunately, that direction is down.
You're not in the locker room. You don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. These guys look
You-
good at
you
practice.
can't
You're
see
not
it.
a media member. You don't watch practice. Cool. And shout out to Medina with a $2 donation. Says, drop a like. Yeah, drop a like. Easiest way to support the channel. Thank you to the donations. But if you don't want to donate, you can hit the like button. You can also support us that way. We greatly appreciate that.
For anybody who is talking, and thanks for the donations. Anybody who is talking about how this happens, or this is just, when you're this young of a team. Tori, do you know who the leading scorer for both teams in this game was?
Johnny Juzang.
Johnny Juzang, an undrafted player out of UCLA, who's averaging like 5.9 points per game this season, is a career 39.5% field goal percent shooter, 33.7% from three for his career. And we let him score 22 on us on 6 of 11 3-point shooting. Just most of them wide open.
You gotta love getting stunned on by Johnny Juzang. Shout horror director, $10 donation says you're being compared to DX. Just simply look into the camera and say without hesitation, suck it.
I don't think you can say that anymore, but we can do the cross chop, right?
I don't know. I'm just reading off donations. Thank you.
I don't think you're supposed to say that anymore, but
I'm just reading off donations.
that,
Man.
I know
don't what
that
it
used to
means.
be something that
Am I gonna get canceled now?
No, you're just reading that off, but
Yeah.
I don't think DX work as well nowadays, but
Well, you can try and cancel me. Just kidding.
no,
Please,
you're not going to.
please don't cancel me, Eric. You know what we should cancel? Just kidding. Cancel culture is bad, okay? Cancel culture is bad, but Chauncey did cancel DeAndre Ayton's second half minutes, and we're gonna talk about the. My cat is clawing underneath the door. Should I let my cat in?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let my cat in.
For those that aren't subscribed to our second channel, the cat somehow made Tori go live at 4 a.m. this morning, and he was live for about 3 hours before he saw my text. And yeah, it was fun. The stream is still up on our second channel,
just
Blazers
left it
Uprise Podcast. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And shout out to those of you that were there in stream talking. That was fun this morning to wake up to that.
Yeah, that was wild. Waking up to an Eric text that like you're live sent at 5 a.m. was.
I was so worried that you were gonna like walk in there naked or something.
No,
or,
I
like,
don't dude, I don't do that. I don't walk
No,
around
I know.
my house
I-
like that.
like not doing anything wrong, but like just
Oh yeah, of
going
course.
there
You know, it's
picking your
bad.
nose or something. Like,
Nah. I don't even come in my studio unless like middle of the day anyway. So yeah, no, that was quite the text. I mean, I don't know how else the stream would have started, and the cat was in here. I think like there's a hotkey on the keyboard, must have stepped on. So yeah, I
Yeah.
am a cat dad. Shout out to
so
PDX
it's on the
Paper.
second channel, I guess.
Shout out to PDX Papermaker, member for 3 months, says, heard this is the Let's Get Lit stream. Love y'all. Yeah, I got another shot ready when Eric's ready. And then shout out to Connor, member for 37 months, says, ever since I've been watching the Blazers, the media will fight to the death to defend whatever the status quo is because it's the easiest path to take. Absolutely. Well said.
Well, I mean, I get certain media members. You don't want to. I mean, you had to do some things to get access. Not like dirty things, but like, you have to be a certain way to get the access at the times they did.
Yeah.
And I understand like why certain people don't want to be negative to potentially hurt that relationship. Like I'm cool with that, but like when the team reporter is calling you out saying you're wrong, like that's when you know you're wrong. Like
that's embarrassing for you, man. And I gain more respect for Casey for pointing out that's wrong, man, because
Right.
I mean it shouldn't have to be explained why it's BS. It should be obvious to everyone. But But when people, here's the problem. When people want to cling on to certain narratives, that's the way things get, and that's unfortunately the way it is.
But here's the deal. Like, if you go on Twitter and be like, "Oh, that's not embarrassing. It happens," and you're Chauncey Billups reading Danny Meringue say that,
Yeah.
wouldn't you have more respect for him if he called it what it was
Yeah.
and was honest instead of being like, "Dude, what the heck? That was embarrassing. What are
Yeah.
you talking about, dude?" Like, that's how I would feel if I was
Yeah.
Chauncey. It was like, "Why are you giving me a pass, dude? That I don't deserve that." You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's not going to think like that, but like, I would have more respect for someone in Chauncey's position if he respected Danny for being hard on him than just being cake, all the time. Like, I don't get that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't get it either, man. I've never understood that. As somebody that's always prided myself on, like, I'm just going to speak my mind and people call me Mr. Negative. It's because I'm feeling negative. It's because when I come out here and watch bull crap, I'm going to come out here on Twitter and tell you guys that I'm watching bull crap. It's literally that simple. And I just don't understand it any other way. Anyway,
Let's take another shot.
All right. Okay. I need a little bit of chaser because this one was tough. All right. I'm ready. I'm good.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Oh god. I got raspberry vodka. Shout out to MGJJ123 says with a $5 donation says thanks for showing up tonight, boys. After that effort, you deserve the night off. Blazers took the night off. Nah, man.
We try to bring it every.
Yeah, we try and bring it every night. We try and entertain every night. We got to come up with some gimmicks like drinking shots on stream and getting a little tipsy in order to not lose our sanity. But we try and bring it every night. We don't just. Here's the thing. I would not have respect for a podcast like ours that does post-game shows if they only did post-game shows after wins. Like, the point of this YouTube channel is that me and Eric are fans. We fan out in the same way you guys do. We share a lot of the same frustrations. Of course, we're going to have a difference of opinion, but we're two normal dudes, two Blazer fans, talking about the team with other Blazer fans. So, if we're two fans, we're not front-running fans. So the channel should never be like, oh, we're just here after wins. We're only going to be here when it's going good. When it's going bad, we're going to disappear. I don't respect channels like that. I don't respect podcasts like that because that's not the true essence of being a fan. Being a fan is being sticking with it through thick and thin and criticizing the team when they're screwing up, criticizing the organization when they're screwing up, sharing your frustrations, rooting for better, hoping for improvement. That to me is what being a fan is. You're here during the down times and you're there when it's good, right? The thing is, these streams will help us appreciate playoff streams whenever we make the playoffs again, and when things get good again, it helps us appreciate the good moments. Sometimes the bad can help you really appreciate the good in a way that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So that's the way we view it. I think that's a good mindset to have in life. Yeah.
Also, if you're new, we don't manufacture or try to pretend to be something we're not. We're just outward with our emotions, good or bad, and we just say what's on our mind. We don't try to fake what we do. I don't remember if that was last stream or 2 streams ago, and someone was begging me to rant or something, and I was just I'm not gonna fake it, but
whenever I'm frustrated, it's easy to rant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I that's the way it is. We don't manufacture crap. We are real people. Shout out Horror Director, $10 donation says, I may be in Minnesota, but I'm drinking some Deschutes tonight. Remember why being a sports fan is a pain. Thank God I have Oregon beverage to help me remember that. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. We're 2 shots deep. I'm not gonna break any blood vessels in my eyes tonight from throwing up. All right, we're gonna keep it a little bit more low key, but Hotline Bling is a good song in chat. What a name. Says playoffs, haha, I might have a kid by then. Shoot, I might have a kid too. My kid might be doing the next post-game stream for a playoff game at this point. So
Kids might be adults by then.
yeah, I might be retired from YouTube, man.
Horror director, what Deschutes are you drinking in particular?
Yeah, let him know in the chat. Can I need to talk about DA. Okay.
I should we wait till after you hear what Chauncey says about?
No, so I saw the only quote I saw on was Chauncey's quote on DA. Okay.
Right.
So I tweeted out a video during this game of DeAndre Ayton, okay? And it was just so bad that I had to tweet it out, okay? I will post the link to the tweet in the live chat if you want to go look at the video I'm talking about, okay? Because obviously we can't show game footage on streams. And this is just the epitome of the DA problem, okay? So Denny Avdia shoots a 3 from the corner, misses it. DeAndre Ayton's around the free throw line. Ball goes off. He just watches it get rebound and then just like slowly turns around. Meanwhile, the ball's being passed up the court. Denny Avdia, who shot from the corner, so he's at the baseline. DA was at the free throw line. Sprints all the way back and like breaks up the initial play. And John Collins like dropped the ball to a trailer. And DeAndre Ayton is just lagging behind the play. Shot goes in, and then DeAndre Ayton screams. It sounded like effing shit at the top of his lungs, and they called a timeout. And it's like, dude, you gave no effort. How are you going to sit here and be pissed off but not try? If you're pissed off, do something about it. Don't just sit there and lollygag down the court. He's had an issue all season long and in the past where he jogs back on defense. Shoot, Eric, sometimes I wonder, have I ever even seen DeAndre Ayton sprint? Have I ever seen DeAndre Ayton sprint? Probably like in the finals for Phoenix or something, but in a Blazer uniform, have I ever seen DeAndre Ayton run at 100%? Because it doesn't feel like it. His effort in this game was terrible. There was multiple plays that he could have contested, made a shot within 15 feet tough, and he's just like lazily contesting, barely even jumping. Like, it is so clear this dude is completely checked out, and his attitude and body language in this game were a freaking travesty, and he's being paid $35 million a year for freaking what? He does not deserve that money most nights with the effort he gives. And you know what's funny is, so, we have friends that are Suns fans. Shout out to Suns Valley Podcast, right? I ranted. I texted Gabe. I was like, dude, can you please take DA back? And he said, you want to know what he told me? Where's my phone? I'll tell you exactly what he told me because it sums things up extremely, extremely well, okay? He said, biggest red flag was when he said success to him was making it to his second contract. He wasn't even smart enough to lie about it. And, yeah, that is the DA experience. He's out there so he can collect his freaking fat-ass paycheck and gives zero effort, and his attitude is terrible. He does not handle adversity, okay? He gives off this, like, happy persona to cameras when he can, but that's not who he is. Like, he gets so down, gets so negative, and his body language is terrible. His effort is terrible. And he's just out here collecting a check. He's just out here collecting a check. And that crap pisses me off, man, because who's paying that check? It's the fans that are coming to these games, watching him give this terrible effort, watching this team lose by 42 to the Utah Jazz, and then they're lamenting the fact that they even showed up to pay his paycheck in the first place. And that, to me, is freaking disgusting.
Remember last year when he said he has nothing to prove? He's proven everything.
He got his second contract, Eric.
Yeah. And then he got called out, and he kind of that's when he kind of kicked it into gear. But we were having the same, like when he made those comments, we were having these same conversations of last year. I just think He's able to fool people for a little bit of time, but I mean, eventually it
But
comes
like,
out.
you could see through this before we ever got him. That's why we sat
Yeah.
here and told people, no, you do not want DeAndre Ayton. We do not want DeAndre Ayton. What do you mean? He's an athletic, rim-running, lob target center who is versatile defensively and can switch. He's like literally none of those things. And it's the same people that were lamenting Yusuf Nurkic's effort and lamenting how Yusuf Nurkic could not catch a pass and this and that. Bro, that's freaking DeAndre Ayton. Even more so than Yusuf Nurkic. And it's even more frustrating because he's even more athletic and doesn't freaking use it. Won't even run back on defense. And we try to warn people, but because it's negative, oh, it's just those guys being negative again. Well, it's pretty negative having him on the team right now. He's the third best center on this freaking team. And the Blazers, like, when Klingon and Robert Williams are back, and this dude is still playing like this, there's absolutely no excuse to play him at all. And as you know, people say, oh, you gotta hope you can trade him. Dude, what team in their right mind is trading for this dude on a max contract? To win basketball games? I don't see it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take back something bad in return. I have to imagine.
It's a travesty, and people act like this was a great piece to get when the Blazers traded away, in my opinion, the greatest Blazer ever. And I even tried being optimistic about it, man. But
Do you think Chauncey can, first of all, and like if he's even allowed to do this, and second of all, do you think he would do this? But if all three of our centers are healthy, would he have the guts to bench DA and just play Klingon and Robert Williams?
I hope so. Let him pout on the bench. Let him scream effing shit on the bench.
And yeah, it did look like he was shaking his hand. I don't know if he re-injured his finger in this game, but he was acting like his finger or hand was hurting him again. So
if you hurt your finger or your hand, that makes it so you can't run.
Well, that's not an excuse.
No, I know, like, but that's just that I'm preemptively saying that. I know, yeah. But I'm just preemptively saying that for anyone that's the thing, is like there's always an excuse for DA. There's always an excuse. I didn't agree with when he got a bunch of hate for like not being able to make it to his game, right? Because I didn't know, but it's like the people that were giving him crap last year when the ice storm happened and he couldn't make it to the game, right? The reason why he was getting crap is because there's always an excuse for DeAndre Ayton for why he can't do this, can't do that, can't play hard enough, can't play like you blah 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 blah. It's the whole reason he wanted off a finals team in Phoenix to come to Portland. And people thought, oh, the Blazers can fix him. So I am so over this guy putting on a Blazer uniform. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. It's the same exact reason. Like, this is why at the deadline last year I said I would trade this guy for an expiring contract just to get off his contract, and people acted like I was crazy. How many of you guys would do that now? The whole point is addition by subtraction. You got Klingon, you got Robert Williams now. Even if Robert Williams gets hurt, you got Klingon. You can always add a backup center behind Klingon. Why do you need DA when you're tanking and when you're rebuilding? Why do you need him? Oh, well, he's young and still has upside. Well, the whole point was he did not improve from like 20 years old to 24 years old. Why is he going to improve from 24 years old to 26 years old? Because the biggest reason why he didn't improve is because he obviously is not working hard enough. Or he's just incapable of improving what he needs to improve on. Either way, why would you expect that guy to come to Portland and just magically start improving when he hasn't in years? So many people fell into the DeAndre Ayton trap. I hope it's an enlightening experience for them. Because we got to stop doing this with like players like Cam Reddish, who sucks for 4 years and then comes to Portland and like, oh, we can help him break out. He still has upside. He was a 10th overall pick for a reason. We can fix him. In the past, it was Dame can fix him. Now it's just, well, Portland can fix him. We got to stop falling into that trap, man. We got to stop doing that. There's certain guys that you can tell are always going to play hard, and that should be the bare minimum, okay? There's certain guys that have issues with consistently playing hard and consistently bringing it and are just all around soft, and I don't like that. And that should not be the makeup of this team. You should not value players like that on a huge contract on a rebuilding team because it doesn't set a good message for the young players. It doesn't set a good message for the rebuild. Why the hell are you paying this dude so much money? So, get him out of Portland. You should have taken an expiring contract for him if you ever got offered one. Now that might not even be the case because he might be the worst contract in the league. And some people say Ben Simmons. At least Ben Simmons is expiring. This dude, this isn't his last year. He still has another year on this massively overpaid deal next season.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately pissed off about this guy.
Yeah. So, Ayton for Simmons straight up does work. I think that's like, man, we gotta hope the Nets are dumb, something like that. But
any
it does
team that
put
trades
us
for him is dumb. We gotta hope somebody is dumb.
That puts us $1 million over the tax. We need to find a way
Why
to like.
are we $1 million over the tax in that scenario, man?
Because Ben Simmons makes $40 million.
I know, but like the fact that we're that close.
I know.
You're paying Jeremy Grant for what? He's part of the reason why we're last in the league in box outs and a terrible defensive rebounding team. You're paying. You got 2 role players at your starting power forward and center spots, blocking younger players. Okay, these role players, they don't do role player things, and they're paid like stars, but they should be role players.
Yeah.
This is why I love Klingon. Because Klingon is like the opposite of DA to me. Klingon is like the opposite of DA to me, Eric.
Yeah. It's tough. I might have to be a third team or something to make. Like we need a third team to take Thibelers. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. How many shots are we taking tonight?
I don't care. I'll keep taking shots.
A shot for...
I bought the 10-pack this time. I'm not going to take all 10, but...
Yeah. I mean...
Because I'm also having a drink.
I might only go 4 shots deep. And I ate before this, which is good.
Yeah.
Because last time I didn't. We're going to listen to Chauncey's interview. Do you have anything else to add to DA? I'm taking my next shot, by the way.
All right. Man, remember, like, it was like less than a week ago when a certain someone was calling out Ayton haters on Twitter.
Who's that?
Oh, I don't know if I should say his name.
Is that the guy that said he was going to be an all-star and prove to everyone why he's the first overall pick when we got him? That guy?
It wasn't a Blazer Media guy. It was someone who used to.
Oh yeah. No, he can't stand our Ayton hate. Listen, if he ever quits his Ayton addiction, I'll welcome back into this community with open arms, man. But I mean, if you can't see that dude for what he is right now, then
I am dedicating this next shot to Taylor Packer for finally realizing his Ayton love was BS and that he doesn't understand why he defended him so hard. So congrats on figuring that out finally, Taylor.
Empty glass to you, Taylor. Yeah, we were never hating on the guy just to hate on him. Never. Like, it was... The thing is I paid a ton of attention to the Suns because I would join Suns Valley podcast watch parties. I watched that team more than any other team, and it's like you could see it. I understand if you didn't watch much Suns how you wouldn't know these issues ahead of time, right? And then, of course, you get a guy like that, and you really want him to be good. You're paying him a lot of money. He's the most high-profile player that you got back for the greatest Blazer ever. Of course, we all want him to be good. We all want him to pan out. We all wanted him to come here and prove his haters wrong, even though we were his, quote, haters. We all wanted him to prove us wrong and show us why he was the first overall pick and why he's paid all that money. The thing is I think the people that defended DeAndre Ayton, sometimes I feel like they care more about Ayton proving us wrong than DeAndre Ayton himself does.
I think that's 100% true.
Which, like, if you're one of those people that is, like, having his back and really wants him to prove the two Blazers Uprise morons wrong, which Taylor doesn't say that. Taylor's a nice guy. But, there's those people out there, right? If you're one of those people that had DA's back, though, and you wanted him to prove his haters wrong, to me, it would piss me off that it doesn't seem like he wants to do that himself.
Yeah.
Like you're spending effort having this dude's back, and this dude doesn't even care enough to show up half the time and give effort half the time. The only thing he cares about is scoring.
And I did not want this to be true, but I've said this several times over the last 6 months or so. I feel like he's faking enthusiasm, and there is zero chance a guy like that is excited about the team he plays for drafting his replacement. There is no chance. All that stuff was complete BS. Him just trying to pretend fake that he was excited about Klingon and all that stuff. And he's not like a jerk. He's a nice guy. Like to he doesn't hate Klingon or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. But there's no way, if you had given him true serum, that he was going to be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited about the Blazers drafting a center at number 7. Like, there's no way, dude. And like, they had to like make it a point. Oh yeah, we called him the second we drafted him, and he was so excited. It was so awesome that they're gonna get along. And no BS, dude. And like, you watch his. They had a camera follow him around on media day and stuff, and he's funny and stuff, but like you can just tell he's like trying to he's trying so hard to like just be enthusiastic, and you can tell the dude does not care. And so like you can fake it all you want, but eventually the truth is going to bubble up to the surface. And there's a reason why he didn't get along with guys like Chris Paul and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and stuff. There's a reason why Phoenix basically gave him away for nothing and had to include Tamani with him to get rid of him, which we might have to include one of our young players to do that as well.
We were just hoping can we include Banton to get rid of him? And we got people telling us that Banton should be untouchable.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping there's a team that thinks like some people do, where you could still get something out of him and he's still a useful player if you use him the right way. Like, just got to be one team out there, right, Tori?
Yeah, one team out there, man, but it's just not looking good right now. Shout out to Connor, shout out to Brendan for sending me the Chauncey Billups interview. Are you ready to listen to this thing?
Let's get caught up on donos real quick, and then
I
think we had a few more.
Yeah, shout. You guys are killing it tonight with the donations. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Connor. Another shout out says the only reason he even has a max is because the Pacers wanted to troll the Suns. Yeah, exactly.
Well, they knew they had to match.
Yeah.
And they were trying to trade Miles Turner for him, and the Suns just refused to talk, which that was another stupid thing the Suns did. But man, they should have just let Indiana have him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they knew they weren't going to let him go for nothing. You don't draft him at number 1 over Luka and then just let him go, dude.
Yeah.
I forgot the guy's name. Who was their coach at the time? Igor?
Yeah.
Or someone was on. I don't know if he was their head coach or their.
He was their head coach. I forget what his last name was.
And,
the guy
and he had
Monty.
he had ties to Luka too, and
they took Aiden.
They freaking took Ayton. Like, Man,
The biggest busts of the last like 6, 7 years, it feels like, are primarily big men. Marvin Bagley, DeAndre Ayton, James Wiseman types. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is I think the league has maybe corrected for that. Like, you got to be able to at least do something offensively, shoot a little bit, move, if we're gonna take you that high. Because that was the problem with like Bagley, Ayton. They were just bigs that aren't good defensively, and offensively they don't shoot threes, don't really pass. Like, what do they do? What are they? And it took the league a while to transition from like the old NBA to the new NBA, which is having a front court with skilled big men or guys that like completely dominate the defensive end, which is Klingon.
yeah.
So, shout out to Jason Hawley, $20 donation, says, I've got 2 bottles of Smirnoff, so I'm ready for tonight. Let's go, man. Says, I want to empty them after a game like this, but I won't. Yeah, please take care of your health. That sounds unhealthy. Says, looking forward to major changes to coaching, management, and ownership. Hope you guys are okay. Fist bumps. Hell yeah, Jason. Thank you for the donation.
What's up, Jason?
Yeah. Drink responsibly. 2 bottles of Smirnoff. Drinking them in one night is not responsibly, so pace yourself, just like we're doing. But thank you for the donation. And yeah, looking forward to changes, man. I mean, listen, it's a grind of a season. The thing that sucks about a game like this, too, is you have no Klingon, you have no Scoot. Like, those are the 2 guys I am intrigued to watch night in, night out. And without them, it's miserable. Without them, it's miserable. And, like, Robert Williams is pretty fun. You know, he's a veteran, but, like, he's the most fun veteran on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what sucks right now is you don't have Scoot tonight and you don't have Klingon. They need Klingon back. Klingon is, like, the guys I really like watching right now. Klingon, Scoot, Denny Avdia, Robert Williams. Joe and Shane Sharp when he doesn't disappear.
Hey, did you see Riley in here earlier?
No, I did not.
He said he was wrong. Chauncey sucks or something. Hayden sucks. Chauncey sucks.
Oh, man. Props for saying you're wrong. I still believe it was a troll. That was just after a night like this, you can't keep the troll going.
You can't go from what he's been saying recently to one game later being like, oh, I was wrong. Like, come on, dude. But I appreciate him saying something.
I mean, listen, like, it's never too late to see the light. That's all I'll say. And it's not to say, like, we're right about everything. We're wrong about things. Like, we used to be really positive going into the season, like, the first couple years of this channel, thinking this team was going to be good, and then they were worse than we expected, right? Like, we were wrong about that. I had hoped that Chauncey was going to be a good coach, and based on what he said, I was like, I have a lot of confidence, and he's just simply not, right? But at the end of the day, there's some things that should be pretty clear, and one of them is DA is not good, and his effort is trash, and he's an empty stats type of guy. And then another one is that Chauncey Billups is not a good coach. Not a good coach.
Man, I was always like, I talked about this last stream when you left for a little bit, but man, I was always like, man, Dame and CJ I believe they can win a championship, you know, like, and who knows if they would have gotten a better front court, they might have had a better chance. But like, I was always that guy who like, I'm not giving up on this. Like, I think they could still do it.
You know what?
Be an O'Shea.
You know where I kind of see that guy still? I kind of still see that guy with Anthony Simons a little bit. You know,
with me?
Yeah, just like how much you believe in Ant is kind of the same how much you believe in like the Dame CJ backcourt. You know, you've been very positive towards Ant when a lot of people aren't.
But well, to be fair, I'm not convinced that he'd be like that on a winning team like I was with Dame and CJ. I don't know. And CJ fell off a cliff. Here in Portland, but his last couple of years. But
Shout Horror Director $10 donation says, "Holy awesome! Eric was a distributor of Deschutes IPA. Eric, thank you. Best beer in the world at this point. I actually appreciate more that you distribute beer than talking about the Blazers. LOL." Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Like I said, donations Horror Director.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Hope you're enjoying your beer tonight.
Eric, the beer distributor. Beer distributor first. Beer distributor by day. Podcast host by night. YouTuber by night. Whatever you want to identify as. Podcaster, YouTuber. I've given up on not calling this a podcast. Okay, it can be a podcast. I don't know.
Well, this is a post-game show. Our other shows. Yeah.
True. I know what I'm not, though, and it's not media. Even as much as Stephen Vaughn will tell me I'm media.
Well, people say we're like it or not, we're a voice of the Blazers.
Yeah. It's funny, the broadcast where Calabro was talking about, some trading to be upstanding members of the media or something. I was sitting next to my girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, and I'm the demon of Blazers media. Oh, man. I'm the bad guy at Blazers media. I like it.
Yeah, right, Elizabeth Allen? Said streaming's harder than a 9 to 5.
Dude. As a guy that works a 9 to 5 and streams? Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, shout out to... Oh, I just read that. Okay. Are you guys ready for the Chauncey interview?
Yes.
I don't know how many times I'm going to pause this. We'll see.
It's been a while since we did one of these.
Yeah.
We only done it once this season, maybe?
I think I did one for the Memphis game, and you weren't there for that.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. All right, here we go. It's 5 minutes, 39 seconds.
Chauncey, that felt pretty reminiscent of the Grizzlies game. What do you say? What do you do? What's the reaction to that?
Yeah, that was ugly. Obviously, all the way around, it was ugly. The whole time, it was unfortunate because I really did think that we was ready in this game today. Thought we had a pretty good shoot around. Thought today was good when we got here. Just our prep, what we was going to be prepared for, and got out there and nothing ever worked. From the very beginning. So that was unfortunate, and it was a tough one. It was tough.
What do you think caused that? Is there anything you can pinpoint? Not even one thing, multiple things?
Our spirit just wasn't right, man. Our spirit just wasn't right, to be honest with you. Once the game kind of started, there was this game is like you got to kind of be on one accord, in this game at all times. The NBA is very tough. I mean, you look over there, they don't marking in as a late scratch. They got some guys out. You feel good about what's going on. I always think those are dangerous games, obviously letdown games, but these are all, anybody that puts that jersey on in the NBA is a great player. I mean, some people's roles are different, but you got to respect every single person that puts on a jersey, and we didn't do that. We just didn't do that. For some strange reason, we felt like we were the better team in this game, and they showed us that we weren't.
So do you think the team came in overconfident?
Yeah, I do. I thought we had an obvious letdown, with that late scratch, I think, from marketing, because I'm telling you, I really thought that we were prepared for this game. It's really unfortunate that, obviously, we weren't. They got every single thing that they wanted.
Let me know if you want me to pause it at any point, by the way.
Well, I just, we've talked about this for years where this team, they win a game and then it's like they feel like they have arrived or something. And this team is not good enough to ever count your chickens or count your eggs before they hatch, I don't understand that mindset. Like,
To me, that's a Chauncey problem too. That
yeah,
your teams
right,
tend to have this mindset, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, I thought they were prepared." Doesn't? Why'd you think they were prepared if they came in overconfident? Like you didn't. I don't know. It's just strange, man. It's just strange because I feel like there's certain players, like it's kind of sad that I think about Donovan Klingen's mindset considering he's a rookie. But he seems like the type of guy, even when he's on his second contract, right? If he's going up against a team like this, like a team that's worse and missing their best players, like he just wants to dominate them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're a bottom feeder. Let's let's go out there prove why we're good. Like, let's go dominate them,
right.
not like let up. And that's the problem. Is like, where does that mindset stem from? Because that shows a lack of leadership to me.
Yep. I've felt this way ever since they made the conference finals. Like they thought they arrived, and I mean, I know that was a different coaching staff, but like it seems like ever since that point, it's like nothing's ever been the same in terms of the grind or the work, the effort, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean that's
Just
why.
something's wrong, funky.
Yeah, something's definitely wrong. Here, the guys that'll have that mindset. Da. Who would you put as number 2 to maybe have that mindset against a bottom feeder? Jeremy?
I don't think Jeremy cares no matter what. Just really, you know what I mean? Not that he doesn't care. He's just so, I don't know. He's just so chill about everything. I don't think it really matters to him. So I wouldn't say him necessarily. I just think he's the same no matter what.
Like, could that be a Shaden problem too? Because Shaden has these moments where he's just kind of nonchalant. But the thing is like, you didn't really come out prepared last game. You played no defense last game against the Clippers, right? This is 4 games in a row. Your defense has been, like, so abysmal. I'm struggling to find the right adjectives for it. Like, their defense has been worst in the league, like, horrifically bad the last 4 games. So it's not like it's just this game. But it's like your defense has fallen off a cliff, plus you're taking... Like, you're overlooking your opponent as well. That's how you end up losing by 42 against a team like this. And where does it come from? I think it has to start from the top. And Chauncey right now, it sounds like is blaming the players. But, I mean, you gotta share some responsibility in terms of, like, man, you do not have guys that are ready to come out and play this game. And you probably should have moved off the guys that were causing those issues at the start. And I know he did that with DA in the second half. He has a comment about him coming up. But, bro, like, this team is rebuilding. They're 8-15. If you come out in a game and in 3 minutes it's obvious, like, oh, yeah, this team is not playing hard enough, this team isn't logged in, sub in a new 5. If you lose, if they lost by Utah, if they lost tonight by 40, but within the first 3 minutes you could tell, like, oh, the starters don't have it. They subbed in the last 5 guys on the bench, and they're just not as good as Utah because they're the last 5 guys on the bench. I'd have more respect for that than, like, yeah, well, these guys just didn't have the right spirit, but, you know, the first half, man, like, we played them. We played them. Like, despite that, hold it accountable, because this has happened so many times, and it's like, why does it keep happening? Chauncey keeps coming here after these games saying, you got to respect your opponent. People are in the NBA for a reason. It's like, okay, how many times have we heard him have these types of quotes?
It's just BS answers, man.
It is BS answers.
61 to 34 rebounds. I mean, just right there. That's 61 to 34, Tori. It's not like they had a rebounding advantage against us. Points in the paint, 76 versus 42.
Yeah.
Fast break points, 39 versus 18.
Yeah.
They got an and one lay-in off a made basket, for frick's sake. And what the hell was that inbound play in the first quarter where they just inbounded to a guy and he just drove right to the... Did you see that play?
I don't know. There's so much bad from this game. It's kind of a blur.
The Blazers broadcast cut to it right as the guy was catching the pass, so you couldn't tell what actually happened. But there was a play where Simon subbed out at the end of the, with a minute left of the first quarter. They showed him walking to the bench, and they cut back to the thing as they're passing to a guy coming off a curl screen to the ball, and he just catches the ball, and no one's guarding him. He just drives right in and lays it in or dunks it or something. Like, dude, what the heck? like these are not stats you see with a team that's even halfway prepared to play a game, man.
Yeah. All right, let's listen to the rest of this thing, man.
All right.
In the game, we talked about if we could rebound the basketball, we would have chances to score. Couldn't rebound the ball. Try to take care of it. We turned it over. Couldn't stop them. Just couldn't stop them. Anything. So it was leaking from all over the whole thing tonight.
I know this is a young team, but John Morant and Bane didn't play in that loss against Memphis, and you talked about how you play against a team that's losing some stars. Other guys rise up. Did no one take that lesson to heart?
And I talked about it before this game, with Markkanen being out. I said this is an opportunity for some of these other guys that they don't generally get, that they'll have freedom to play and they'll just run up and down and play free. And if we let them play free, we're going to be it's going to be tough. If we play physical and we pressure and we do what we do, we got a chance to get away out of here with a win. And obviously, we didn't take that very serious, man.
Being at home, add to that, because your 3 worst losses have all been here, which is kind of unusual.
I don't know if that adds to that or not. I just think it's a mentality. God bless you. I think it's a mentality wherever you go. You have to just try to play the right way. It shouldn't matter if you're at home or on the road. I don't know what that is.
Chauncey, after the Memphis game, you seemed more just sort of angry, right? Like this one seems just more maybe disheartening. How would you describe sort of having this happen again in some ways, the vibe there?
Well, in my experience, and this, I don't know if this is what it is, but in my experience, period, 2 or 3 or 4 times a season out of 82 games, it's going to be ugly like this, So I'm not undercooking this thing at all. I'm pissed off. You can believe that. But I'm also, I think that we're going to be much better than this, going forward. So we'll be all right.
Eric, he thinks they're gonna be much better than this until the next time this happens, like 7 games from now.
Yeah.
It's just word salad. Like nothing he says means anything.
Dude, but this is the problem. You don't fix the problem if you're like, oh, well, this happens sometimes. Like, that doesn't fix the problem, right? That is the problem. You're causing the problem with this indifferent attitude, right? You can say you're pissed off all you want, but you're not, obviously.
Hey, I'm pissed off. You best believe that. But
this happens. You're gonna lose to the Jazz, but you're gonna lose to a 4-win team by 42 points at home sometimes. Like,
the thing is he goes through he seems like a coach that's just going through the motions until he gets fired. Yeah. There's vets on this team that seem like they're just going through the motions until they get traded. Bro, you have to move on to progress. Like, you have to move on from the coach. You have to move on from these veterans in order to get anywhere, because this organization is clogged up with people just going through the motions until they're gone. And that is not good for a rebuilding team, for the guys that aren't just going through the motions, that are going to be here for the future and hopefully build a bright future in Portland. It's not good for those guys to be coached by a dude going through the motions till he's fired and have veteran leadership that has no effort, terrible body language from guys like DeAndre Ayton, no defense, and they're just waiting until they get traded and collecting paychecks. It's really freaking bad for a rebuild, and it's why I can't stand it when people say, yeah, they're in no rush to trade the veterans. Like, and what coach would win a championship with this team? It's not a Chauncey problem. It's so clear guys are going through the motions. Get rid of them! Sorry, Go ahead.
You know what I would love as a follow-up question? Chauncey, you say these things happen, yet the Jazz hadn't been beating a team all season by more than 20 points, and you lost by 42. So do these things really happen, or do you just really suck that bad that you doubled up one of the worst teams in the league's best performances of the season?
Yeah.
That's what I would have asked him.
Get out of here. Just get rid of them. This is why I don't understand why people love the direction Cronin's taking the team. Cronin just has these dudes going through the motions until they're gone. And wow, the team sucks so much he drafted 3 players. Cool, good job, Joe. What else? What else? Because right now, you got a bunch of dudes just going through the freaking motions until they're out of here. That's all you've done is tear down the team, draft 3 players, trade 2 firsts for a guy you're bringing off the bench right now because you're stuck with these vets going through the motions until they're traded, and you got a coach going through the motions until he's fired. But you didn't let him interview for other jobs this past offseason. So, what the hell is Joe doing? Is my question. And that's why I don't understand why people just, I hate Chauncey. I hate Jody. The players suck. But I love what Joe Cronin's doing. What? All that's underneath him. Except for Jody. Yeah, Jody sucks. Everything else is underneath him. I don't understand. I don't get it. Meanwhile, we see Norman Powell look like a star and freaking drop 1 million points on us, and we gave him and Robert Covington up for literally nothing. In order to get to this point. Congratulations. Good job, Joe. You really need the flexibility to build this freaking crap job.
I hate to keep bringing up the same media member, but there is a certain media member who we've sub-quoted many times on this show so far. But that person said that Joe Cronin's never lost a trade, yet whenever we talk about Chauncey, it's always what's he supposed to do with this roster? He doesn't have the roster.
That same guy said he wanted to pay Norman Powell and then justified trading Norman Powell for nothing, and now this year is saying Norman Powell looks like an all-star. That dude has no consistency to any of his takes. All his takes are bullshit, and it's why we don't respect him. Because he also acts like an asshole about a lot of stuff. So that's the thing, is you can't act like you're always right and contradict yourself all the time. Because if you're going to contradict yourself, one version of you has to be wrong. So how can you always be right? But that's the attitude. So screw that. Let's listen to the rest of the press conference.
All right.
The DA only played the first 2 minutes of the second half.
I like the spirit in the game.
How is the team gonna deal with
Wait, so in case you guys missed that, he was asked why Ayton only played 2 minutes in the second half, and Chauncey said, "I didn't like his spirit in the game." It sounds like Chauncey did not get a follow-up on that. So that's it. He didn't like his spirit. What particularly did you not like about his spirit, Chauncey? I would love to hear an elaboration on that. Because listen, I agree. I did not like his spirit either.
His spirit was crap today.
His spirit was super crap today, man. I would love to hear Chauncey elaborate on it.
Wild play.
Anyway, they moved on real quick from that, says Chris S. from chat. Yeah. It was okay. He didn't like his spirit. All right. Looking forward to what this next question is.
Was there someone in the background being like, no more questions about that? Don't.
I don't know. I'll listen back.
We'll be all right.
No, I'm not saying there. You can hear someone. I was wondering if there was someone saying, no more questions about that.
Yeah, probably not.
Off camera.
Yeah. Somebody drinking a water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they have somebody to the side of Chauncey that's not on camera that drinks a water bottle every time somebody asks a question they shouldn't be asking. We're trolling, obviously, but...
Speaking of spirits...
what, you want to take another shot?
I don't know. Are you ready or you want to wait till after?
I have one sitting here. I don't really like the taste of this stuff, but I will keep going hard.
You said one more, right? 4?
For every 10 points the Blazers lost.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'll keep stepping up to the plate, taking on the challenge, and I won't back down from an obstacle, and I would run through brick walls. So yeah, I'll take another shot.
Can you imagine if we said that before the stream? We take a shot for every 10 points they lost by.
Yeah, like, no, we're gonna be
you'd have
sober,
to do 4
though.
shots. Yeah, I'd be like, dude, it's shot night. Are we gonna take a shot, dude?
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, we didn't come up with what we were going to take shots for, but yeah, that definitely would have been like the last thing we would have said.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we want to actually take shots this stream, right?
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Cheers to another Chauncey Billups press conference. Oh, God. There's like a raspberry taste to it that's like kind of good, but like it's only like 20% of it, and then the rest of it is so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, vodka's tough to take shots of.
Yeah. It's a little confusing. But I could not drink whiskey again, dude. I still was like...
Yeah.
I tried to go to Buffalo last weekend and like get a little tipsy, and it was just like, dude, I still didn't feel like drinking. So... Shout MGJJ 123 with a $10 donation. Thank you, man. It says, cheers, everyone. Thank you, Donovan Clingan. Yeah, thank goodness for Donovan Clingan. At least we have our future starting center.
Dude, just think about this, Tori. Someone we're paying $35 million a year, and the coach after the game was like, I don't like the spirit. I had to take him out after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
35 million for that crap.
It's, you know what it is? It's easy to become numb to how bad we are, and like just like,
yeah,
these things happen. You know, and we don't. It's tough to remember what good basketball looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is like we get a taste of Donovan Clingan. Pause. Roll that back. Don't clip that. Okay, that's. Yeah, we get a. How should I say that, Eric? Because
you should not say don't clip that, because I don't think anyone would have caught it. But now it's definitely getting clipped.
Well, no, I mean we got a. Somebody would have caught that. We get a sprinkling of Donovan Clingan.
Aeromancer's already clipped it. All right.
Of course, no. Aeromancer would have clipped that regardless. Aeromancer clips anything that can be taken in any way wrongly.
Now, Aeromancer, Tori specifically said not to clip that, so I don't know what you're doing.
Why are you a mod if you don't listen to me?
No, Trevin's got a great statement here. 35 million, and he benched him while both his backups are out of the game, Tori. That's how bad DeAndre Ayton's spirit was in this game. We were without both of our other 2 centers, and they still benched him after 2 minutes for Jabari freaking Walker.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is I missed the first 2 minutes of the second half because I was buying this alcohol.
So you didn't think he even played in the
second half? I came back and I saw Jabari Walker and he was out. I'm like, did he get hurt? Or did Chauncey finally man up and bench him? Like, because when I didn't see him in the game, I was like, oh, he got hurt, and that's why his effort was so bad in the first half was because he's actually hurt, and there's his excuse. That's literally what I assumed.
Back next game, I thoroughly expect to see him show up back on the injury report with that finger.
Yeah.
The worst deep contusion ever of a finger.
Bro.
He already missed like 10 days.
They brought him back when Robert Williams and Clingan got hurt, right?
Yeah,
for that Pacers
exactly.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finger contusion. Contusion is a bruise, basically. Finger contusion. And then they released something to make it sound like more medically confusing so they can like justify it, I guess. And they said, how many games did they send him out? It was like 6 or 7 games? While Donovan Clingan and Robert Williams are giving you great minutes at the center spot, then finally both of them are like, I guess we'll bring him back. Guess we'll bring back Ayton now. That's literally what's going to happen, I guess. But here's the thing, is like, at some point, you're going to have a healthy Clingan, Robert Williams, and Ayton, right? Or can they...
I mean, you never know with Robert, but...
Yeah, but like... If Ayton starts ahead of Klingon when both guys are healthy, like neither guy's, Klingon's not on minutes restriction or whatever. If Ayton starts ahead of Klingon at any point this season, I'm going to be pissed about it. Klingon's the better player. Andy's the future. Andy's younger. Andy gives you effort. He's better in so many ways. So many ways. There is literally no reason to start DA ahead of him. Other than we're trying to showcase Ayton for a trade. Here, Ayton, go out there and play with just terrible spirit and terrible defense, and that'll help us trade your max contract.
Getting him benched 2 minutes into the quarter, or second half, that's good for his trade value. Having his coach call him out after the game, that's.
It's just a mess.
I'm not complaining about him calling him out. He deserved to be called out.
This dude should not be on the They shouldn't have Grant. They shouldn't have Ayton on the team right now, and they shouldn't have Chauncey as coach. The thing is, I think they'd be a better team. Some people throw Ant in that, fine. If you want to throw Ant in that, fine. But Ant at least has hot offensive nights and is a better offensive player than he's played this year. Last year he was 22 in 5.5. He's better offensively than both those guys and can create for himself and others a little bit. At least he does that. The other two guys don't do that. The other two guys are front court players that are supposed to be able to rebound, supposed to be able to be physical. Both of them are soft. So neither of those guys should be there. We still have a little bit of interview left.
Okay.
We'll be all right.
Can't wait.
Is there a reason that DA only played the first 2 minutes of the second half?
The spirit in the game.
How is the team going to deal with rim protection without DC and Rob coming back in the next couple games?
Yeah, we've struggled with that. Without Donovan and Rob, those are our best rim protectors. So obviously we've struggled with that. You see a team like Utah just continue to keep attacking the basket and the rim. We didn't do a good job of that tonight, along with every other thing and aspect of the game, but that's a problem.
Why did you think Ant and Sharp couldn't get going?
I don't know. I thought both of them got some shots and just couldn't make, and they weren't even blitzing. They were playing their normal coverages, but we just couldn't really get away from them. We couldn't create the space. We couldn't make, we didn't do anything that we said we were going to do in the game.
Chauncey, any update on Tumani?
I think they're getting some imaging done on him on his right foot, but I haven't found out what happened yet.
That is the end of the interview. Hopefully Tumani's okay. Don't like hearing that he's getting imagery done. This is a brutal night. You can tell he likes Rob and Donovan more than Ayton. Okay? Also, screw it, Eric. So we've alluded to Ayton potentially having beef with a teammate in the past. Chat, have you noticed that? Have you noticed that we've alluded to that? Answer honestly, okay? Because sometimes I wonder if you guys pick up on what we're alluding to. Trevin and Connor and Arrow say I have not, but none of our mods watch our streams normally, so that's not a surprise. Damn, we're not alluding to it hard enough. You guys haven't realized? Okay, so David knows. David, I want to know how you knew. Okay? Because Fur Woolly Pulley says, kinda, I know you talk about T regarding DA. Yeah, so David in chat, that's the guy that apparently those two guys don't like each other. Okay? And
that's another thing it's been faking lately, his enthusiasm for Denny.
Yeah. And apparently DA doesn't like him because Denny's too much of a tryhard in practice.
Well, he's just like, the people in Phoenix who would call him out, Denny's not afraid to speak his mind if someone's being soft or not trying hard in practice.
But you remember his body language in that clip I tweeted out when Denny took that corner three, and you remember his body language after that miss, and then how he reacted after that miss?
Mm-hmm.
I also alluded to the issues he had early last season, and then Jason Quick reported it about how there's like tantrums and stuff with Ayton, and people were giving Quick crap because people don't like Quick and wanted to defend DA, but like we alluded to that well ahead of time. There's been multiple issues with Ayton in Portland.
Usher, wasn't he like late a lot too?
Yep. Tardiness and tantrums or whatever Quick said. Yeah, and we alluded to that ahead of time. Okay? We alluded to that ahead of time. And Quick worded it very bluntly and people didn't like that, but he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. As much as, like, if you don't like Quick, okay, that's fine. Listen, you can come up with some reasons to not like Jason Quick. I get it. Okay? But he wasn't wrong. And
But Torrey, I mean, what do you expect when he's sleeping on an air mattress, dude?
yeah, you're talking about a dude that said success to him is getting to his second contract. He's making $35 million a year, and he's sleeping on an air mattress for half the season. Like, that's pathetic. Take out the basketball aspect, Eric. Take out the basketball aspect. If you're making $35 million a year and you're sleeping on an air mattress for multiple months, that is pathetic on like a human level. What the why, dude? You're making all this money. Why are you sleeping on an air mattress for multiple months? What? That's just ridiculous. And people in Phoenix said, "Oh, Ayton, he like stays up all night playing video games." And I've heard like Blazer fans start talking about that now. It's like, yeah, like apparently this dude stays up all night playing video games. He won't get enough rest before the night before games. And sometimes he comes out like he's very, very tired. You know? And there's been multiple problems with him in Portland. I am starting to believe that Portland is just fed up with him. My cat is doing things. I don't know what my cat's doing, but I think people in Portland are fed up with him. Like, I think Chauncey seems fed up with him. If you're Chauncey, how could you not be fed up with him? Okay. I think the Blazers were trading for an expiring contract. Cronin drafted his replacement this past offseason. Drafted his replacement. Basically
who's already better than him.
Yeah, it was already better than him. Basically told people with his draft pick last year that, like, yeah, Ayton's not our future. Yeah, I know we just traded for this guy in the Lillard trade a year ago, but he's not our future. He said that without saying it by drafting Donovan Clingan.
Coming off like 2 months of a season where everyone was like, look how awesome he is. And yet the team still wanted to move on from him.
Yeah. Exactly. So, Johnny says, pull your cat's tail to piss it off to box with it. Why? That's messed up, Johnny.
Come on, Johnny.
How dare you, Johnny?
Come on, bro. Be better.
Why would you tell me to abuse my cat, man? I'm very disappointed.
The cat was the star of an earlier stream today. And you're going to be mean to it?
Yeah. I'm disgusted right now. I'm disgusted. One more shot. Yeah, I don't feel that tipsy, man. I ate right before this, though. Yeah, I love that cat. It wasn't even my cat to begin with. It was my girlfriend's cat, but I love that cat.
What's the cat's name?
Fern.
Fern.
Oh, I lost my... Dude, it's playing with an earbud. I lost an earbud off my headphones.
And the cat's got it?
The cat has it right now.
Nice.
See, the
cat found it for you.
Cat found my earbud, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Good cat. Let me get it. Hold on.
You're not that buzzed right now? Oh, he can't hear me. What's up, everyone in chat? Hope everyone's enjoying their night a little better now that that misery of a game is over. What's up, Nathan? The cat has 2 streams in one day, yep. What's up, Alex?
Oh, come on.
Richie really wants us to take a shot, man. What's up, Chris? I got breakfast with Santa in the morning. I can't be too wasted tonight, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. Cody says it's 10 times more entertaining than the actual game. That means so much, Cody. Thank you. I'm glad.
No, it really does, because before the season, it's like, okay, this team's going to suck. How do we make our content entertaining with people that want to watch the team?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily entertaining, but it's nice to be able to, like, just vent with all of you. Like, we're all feeling the same thing, right? So I don't think has anyone really disagreed with anything we've said tonight? Like, I feel like we're all kind of on the same page right now, right?
Dude, you know what's funny is Rip City Reddit sounds more and more like a Blazers Uprise chat by the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. We got to get rid of Ayton. We got to get rid of Grant. Like, and Rip City Reddit disagrees with us, man.
The only time I ever go on Rip City Reddit is if someone, like, says, oh, you got to check out this post, or here's a link to something they're talking about that's stupid. Like, for some reason, Aeromancer spends a lot of time there.
Yeah, I don't really know why. Aeromancer is either a spy for them or a spy for us. I'm still figuring it out, but...
What's up, Mom?
Oh, Taylor Packer is a mod over there. Yeah, we got some insiders, man. We are truly a cult, and we have some infiltration going on.
It's just hashtag sarcasm.
No, I think he is, because Taylor's over there all the time. Taylor, are you... No, I would believe if Taylor is a mod over there.
I think he's a mod, but I don't think he, like...
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think that. Yeah. But we got a couple mods over here that are mods over there. Yeah, you see, he says he actually is a mod. Yeah, so for all you people that hate us on Rip City Reddit, we're taking over your moderatorship, so be careful.
Mom, 2 questions. Did you make it to Fred Meyer in time? And 2, did you stay till the buzzer sounded in the 4th quarter? And if you did, why did you do that?
Good questions. Trevin says you're calling Taylor Packer a mod over here officially. I mean, he has a blue wrench and he shows up more than Jackson, so yeah, he's a mod.
Oh, snap.
When was the last time you saw Jackson in a postgame stream? Has he been in one postgame stream this year?
Yeah, he's been a few.
Has he? I just don't remember, I guess.
Bouquets, my mom goes to every game. She's loyal, several, or what, like decade-long season ticket holder. Like, she's legit.
Like, I've seen every mod in here today except Zach and Jackson.
Yeah.
Zach, I miss Zach.
Jackson is a firefighter now.
Yeah, so he has that's a good enough excuse.
He has weird hours and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know.
But if he wasn't a firefighter, then we'd have to have a conversation. Just kidding. We don't care. Mods can show up when they want.
Farrell Roly-Poly says, has she ever gotten one of those team signed balls? She didn't get a basketball, I don't think, but she did get a backboard.
That's pretty cool.
It's got CJ Ellaby's signature on there. So.
You know what I want? So I have my door behind me, as you can see in the camera shot. I want to put a Nerf hoop on it, and then Tony Reale throw a Nerf ball in it to end the stream and see.
Nice. Yeah.
Hit a shot to end the stream. But do it like no look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to put a TV on like this wall and like a comfy chair on that wall and be able to if we're doing a post game stream and there's a good college game on, be able to watch a college game while I stream. You know?
Yeah.
So I still need to build out this room, but I got the Christmas tree, man.
Stuff.
I was jealous of your Christmas tree. Mine's not as big, but yeah, it is.
No, I mean, this is yours is just like a decoration. Yeah.
I'll
I
stream
like
in my
it.
main room, so
Yeah,
I'll
I
stream
just had
it.
to turn the table a little bit to show off the tree. Yeah,
Yeah.
can only do it like a few weeks out of the year.
We in the Christmas
Sure.
spirit.
So, I think I've told this before, but my son got to be one of the 5 people who like gets the fist bump and the T-shirt or something
Yeah.
in the warm-up line or whatever.
Yeah.
And do you know who he got for his when he got to do it? Like who his player was?
So.
CJ Ellaby. Like one of the few games CJ Ellaby started in our first tank year. Yeah.
Let's go. Maybe. So maybe I passed this card along. Does your son want it?
I don't even think he knows who CJ Ellaby
He
is.
doesn't
Even
remember.
though.
Yeah, ask him if he remembers that guy. Wait.
He said there was like he was supposed to be like on the end, so he would have gotten someone cool, but like people were like pushing him out of the way to be the last one because that's always whoever the best player is in the line. Yeah.
Should I read off? Somebody send me the link to the comment that one of his family members left me on his review video from way back in the day. I'll read it off. Somebody sent it to me on Discord. I'll read it off because, yeah, I had one of his family members basically call me an idiot in, like, multiple paragraphs. Fun times, man. Fun times. If you haven't been around for the whole time of this channel, man, there's a lot of stuff that's happened in the past. There's a lot of lore, and we keep adding to it. We keep adding to it, which is why you gotta stick around. It's a fun time, man. It's a fun time. You know, it's tough after losses like these, but we're going to have the trade deadline coming up. We're going to have the lottery. We're going to have free agency. Like, those streams are a great time. We cover all that stuff. Like, we'll be live the entire morning of the trade deadline. We stream every pick of the draft. We're live for, like, 9 hours on free agency. And there's always some really big-time moments, so to say, from those streams that are a lot of fun. So, Make sure you stick around for those because I'm looking forward to them.
Taylor says, just imagine that family member typing in CJ Ellaby to see if there are any videos of him, and the only one is Tori just going off on it. Oh, he's a bum.
Oh, man. It's like I'm giving a review video and the dude shoots like 25% from 3 and 30% from the field. It's like, yeah, he's not that good. Sorry, he's not an NBA player. But guess what? He can go make a really nice living playing overseas basketball, and he made it to the NBA. Congrats to him. Like, when we analyze the NBA and players in the NBA, they're held to the standard of the NBA, which is a super high standard. If you don't meet that standard, you don't meet that standard. And I get, family, they're going to take it personally and whatever, but it's never personal in terms of, like, performance. The only time I, like, would even think of a player, like, personally is when they give such poor effort. It's like, man, you don't have pride in your own performance? You don't have pride in yourself as a competitor? Like, you're just out here collecting a paycheck? That's the only time when it's like, I'm questioning a dude's character because I don't understand how you can, as a competitor, like, come out here and just collect a paycheck and define that as success. Because I personally am a extremely competitive person, and I take to lose at anything. I want to be great at whatever I do. It's a big part of the reason why you guys are watching us right now is because I want to be great at whatever I do. Like, I want to be good at a lot of things. Like, I play chess all the time. I'm 1700-ish, which isn't, like, that great, but it's good. Do graphic design, build streams for people. Like, I do a bunch of different stuff that I think I'm good at but big part of the reason is I want to be good at it. That will take you a long way. If you want to be good at something, that is the first step, right? It's really hard to become good at something if you don't really want to or don't care, right? So, like, I respect athletes with that drive. I respect competitors that want to be good, that want to be competitive, that want to win. And when I feel like there's players that aren't wired that way, I do not really respect that. Other than that, it's not personal. That's why I like Klingon. Oh, man. Donovan Klingon is one of my favorite players, man. Yeah. It's funny because I didn't have him that high on the big board, man. I just love the way that dude's wired, though.
Taylor says that one guy who does a Rip City Remix podcast. I don't know if it's Rip City Remix or a G League podcast, but he got mad at Torrey for saying Taze wasn't a good two-way signing.
Who? Oh, Taze Mori, yeah. He follows me now. So I guess we made some progress? I don't know, man.
That Kenny G League, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah. Nick says it just boggles the mind how players making this much amount of money that don't give a crap. Yeah, it boggles my mind, man. I do not understand it.
Well, there's people who no matter how much money they make, the money's nice, but they are so competitive and so driven that money is not winning's more important than money, even though they want to maximize their money too. That's not what I'm saying. But like, some people could make $1 or could make $100 million, and they would work just as hard, work just as long, care just as much about winning. And there's some people who, once they make a certain amount of money, realize they're set for life and it doesn't matter if they win or lose. They're set. So
yeah,
it just doesn't matter. I don't know.
I mean, I'm in like the best spot I've been in life, right? Like, I finally got my own place. That used to be like a foreign concept that I talk about for years, right? Because I like lived with a relative, right? And it was like, is that ever gonna happen?
Since the beginning of this channel, right?
Yeah, so I got it. Right now I work as hard as I've ever worked with just the stuff that I got going on in life. So it's, you get some success. Like, you gotta find a way to redefine your goals when you reach your initial goals. Okay, you reach your goals, push beyond that, man. Like, complacency is maybe the worst thing in life, in my opinion, because to me, there is so much good and just feeling good about the life you're living when you're accomplishing something or making progress towards something. It doesn't even have to be necessarily reaching that goal, but making progress, right? Little by little, chipping away, making progress, that if you become complacent, you're not making progress towards goals. You're not even setting goals if you're complacent. And that's just where it's like, okay, so what's the point of what you're doing then? What are you like? You're not working towards anything then. You're just letting time pass by. It's how I view complacency. You're just letting time pass by. You're not pushing towards anything. And I think beautiful thing of life is pushing towards goals, achieving goals. Sometimes you fail, but bouncing back from that failure, bouncing back from adversity, I think is a beautiful thing. And I just don't understand people that get complacent, especially if you're in the league. Like, yes, you got paid, man. Like, but all right, you're a borderline top 100 player in the league. Like, I'd be so driven to become an all-star, become a top 20 player. Like, you got all the resources necessary to work as hard as you possibly can. You can buy all these trainers. You can put in, you're making all this money. You can spend it on your body. I want to be sitting here playing video games until 5 a.m. in the morning, playing video games like 10 hours a day. Hell no, man. Like, you got a chance to be really, really special. You're already really special. You're already in the league. You're already making money that people would dream about. But you can take that to an even higher level. Why wouldn't you want to? I don't get it.
Well, I mean, it is someone who was 2 games away from winning an NBA Finals, and that didn't like the situation he was in, so
yeah,
doesn't seem to care about that at all.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how somebody is wired that way.
Taylor thinks you get inspirational when you drink.
I think a lot of inspirational things when I'm sober. I just don't really externalize them in the same way as when I'm drunk. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like you gotta inspire yourself in some sort of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough unless you're inspiring yourself, right? And you're like motivating yourself to try and achieve something.
Tristan says, does anybody else feel like playoffs aren't going to hit as hard without Dame? Well, I don't know if we make the playoffs again, obviously we'd have somebody good.
Yeah.
Or at least a good roster, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
there's
not
just something
going to
about
hit.
the shots that Dame hits, man, that just, there's... Yeah. Oh, we need another shooter like that.
I just took a shot, guys.
How many shots have you drank?
5.
You drank a 5?
And I drank a whole mixed drink.
How many have I drank?
4, I think. I just took one
Wow. I don't even have a cup in here, so I can't even mix anything. So I just gotta take it on the chin.
My wife texted saying she was watching and I didn't look drunk. So I told her I was going to take another shot then.
Is your wife working right now?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Shout out to VFO, $5 Canadian donation. Sorry, this was like 25 minutes ago. Sorry we took so long to thank it. Says, how much different do you guys think Scoot's year 1 to year 2 progress would have been with Dame there last season as a mentor? I think Dame would help Scoot more than Chauncey or anyone else does, to be honest. So I think he would be a little bit more progressed.
See, I don't think Dame would shy away from mentoring, but I feel like he was at the point in his Blazer tenure where he did not want to be a mentor anymore. And I think that was a big reason why when they didn't trade that pick after promising they would. Yeah. The why he was so upset is like he just, especially someone at his position, like he was just sick of having to do that. He wanted to win. He felt like that was their best asset in years to use to gain that winning piece or a chip that could at least help them build towards that. And so I mean, like I said, he wouldn't have been a dick to Scoot or anything. I think he would have been fine. I think his mentorship would have still been decent, but I don't know, like, if he would have been as good with Scoot as he was with Anthony or anyone else, you know?
Yeah. Dude, this vodka is... I'm struggling with it, man. I'm struggling.
Did you just take another shot?
I took like half a shot and it was still gross, and I'm like 4 shots in, so that's how you know.
Nice.
It's not not working for me. But random hypothetical. Okay, let's say Blazers get Cooper Flag. He's phenomenal from day one. Scoot takes a step. Shaden takes a little bit of a step. This team is like 6th, 7th seed around the deadline. And Milwaukee's struggling. Klingon's like good starting center. Would you, if Milwaukee called you up and said, hey, we'll trade you Dame for Anthony Simons, like a filler salary, whatever filler salary we have left, and you trade us the 2028 swap and the 2029 first back, are you doing it?
Well, it's the 2029 stuff's a little complicated just trading it back because it's
The best one of the
but
And the thought would be like Scoot's progressing, that you feel like he's good to be the starting point guard. So Dame is like a bit of a stopgap, but he's a better stopgap right now, which maybe opens up your window sooner. And then once he's like getting up there in age, you can start bringing him, off the bench or whatever. He can be a good mentor for Scoot. Like Scoot can step into that role. Just a random hypothetical, you know what I mean? Just to like match up the timelines that way.
well, one, I think it's going to be hard to match a 60+ million contract. Unless
When we have Nas
Grant,
making $35 million off the bench next year, it'll be okay.
Grant and Ayton still on the team.
Nah. We trade Grant and Ayton for expirings. We trade Thibault for expirings. We trade Robert Williams for expirings. We have like $35 million in cap space. We signed Nas Reed to a $35 million 1-year deal to come off the bench behind Klingon, and then we trade Nas Reed and Simons.
I think. Okay, so I would do that if we didn't give them their picks back.
They would,
as blasphemous as this is, I would just wait till Dame's a free agent and sign him. I don't think I'm giving those picks back in that situation. Because if that was the case, they're trading Dame, or Dame was not going to be there long term, those picks could be very valuable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd do it either. I just it's funny because if the most optimistic version, new coach, like everything goes right in the next year, and this team is like 6, 7 seed, 8 seed, whatever next year, right? I do think it would make more sense to have Dame than Anthony Simons, just because that would make the team even better. Maybe it could actually win a series, get good playoff experience for the young guys, etc. But then also, like, Dame's gonna fall off a little sooner and clear the way for Scoot. If Scoot's actually gonna become that guy, and Dame can mentor him in the process.
Maybe he's not that guy.
The thing is, if he's not that guy, we're probably not 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, if everything goes right, he's probably like showing signs that, okay, he can become that guy, right? So just a little like thought experiment more than anything. Because I don't think Cronin would want to bring him back. I don't think
no.
F's with Cronin, right? So like it would never happen for a multitude of reasons. But I thought it was interesting as like a thought experiment.
Taylor says plot twist. We trade Dame. We trade for Dame back, and then immediately demands a trade to Miami.
Yeah, we just do that whole saga over again. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, if Giannis asks out in the future, where do you think he's going? And is there any answer other than OKC?
I do think like Houston has enough.
They have enough. I feel like OKC could just add him with their picks and dominate for the next decade.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it'd be OKC. But if it's not OKC...
See, I don't know. I have a problem with Giannis asking me out because, like, they traded for Dame. If that didn't work out, like, I still think it's BS if you ask out.
I don't care, though. It's Giannis, right? So,
actually, yeah.
I'm just saying, a couple years down the line, if he asks out, whenever a star asks out and you own that team's picks, you have a little bit of a leg up on other teams.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, okay, try and get back as many picks as possible for these guys. And you need to develop these young players. Hopefully you can get a freaking Cooper Flag, right? Hopefully Scoop can progress. Hopefully Sharp can progress. Hopefully Klingon's the next Rudy Gobert. Because down the line, like, that's the type of trade I think you hope for if you can't add, like, a true superstar. And maybe it's Cooper Flag, but, like, Cooper Flag, I don't think he's quite, like, generational good. But he's, like, I think going to be a good second star. down the line, I feel like the Blazers are going to have to add that star via trade. I wouldn't hate for it to be honest. You own Milwaukee's picks. They would probably want those picks back if they're going to rebuild.
I have a question for you.
What's that?
In the off, this would have to be the off season. Would you trade our entire current roster for Damon Giannis?
Our entire roster? No.
Yeah.
How are you any better than the Bucks are?
Well, that was the question.
Like, you're worse than the Bucks because they got Middleton, they got Brook
Well,
Lopez, they got some role players. So,
I mean, you could still have a little bit of avenue to fill out a roster around it, but
yeah, but like, if you're telling me like, okay, you can get a really good player in this year's draft, Scoot can progress, Sharp can progress, and like somehow you have enough, and you're like a play-in team at the deadline next year, and you have enough salary to like, and Milwaukee wants their picks back, and you could try and bring in both Dame and Giannis. I don't know.
What if you kept all your draft picks?
I mean, that's impossible. Oh, that's a thought experiment.
Like you just traded your whole roster minus
whatever. Just you don't have enough time with Dame's age. You don't have enough time.
Yeah.
You don't have enough time. Like, I love the duo. I just think you're running out of time, and the picks could only make you as good as Milwaukee right now, and I don't think Milwaukee's, like, true contenders. But, like...
I wonder how many trade exceptions you could get if you...
Of course.
Trading a whole roster for two people.
Yeah.
You could probably get...
I don't know. I think master plan, okay, Anthony, whatever salary you have on the books other than Sharp, Scoot, Tamani, Denny, Klingon, and whoever you draft this year, and every pick you have at the deadline next year for Dame and Giannis, and you get Dame to request a trade back with Giannis, and you got your starting lineup of Dame, Sharp, Avdia, Giannis, Klingon. You got Kamara off the bench. You got Scoot off the bench. You got... Oh, no, Cooper Flag is starting instead of Avdia. Okay, so you got Dame, you got Sharp, you got Cooper Flag, you got Giannis, you got Klingon. And then off the bench, you got Scoot, you got... Nope. Shh. You got Scoot, you got Avdia, you got Kamara off the bench.
I'm just going to say right now, Cooper and Giannis are a bad fit.
Bro, what?
I'm just joking.
I was going to reach through my webcam into your computer monitor and slap you for that take.
Yeah, sure you
No, that's the plan, man. That's the plan, okay? Cronin has a bigger plan, guys. You guys just need to pay attention, all right? That's the plan.
Speaking of that, I almost got in a fight last night.
What?
Speaking of slapping in the face.
Why'd you... Where? Why? How?
I'll tell you later.
Tell me later. You don't want to tell the story on stream?
How much... Okay. I think both their salaries go up next year. But
they're making like $109 million combined next year, which means
next year
to trade out. Yeah. Which
means, right now they're at 97.5. But if we don't have
both like 54 million, 54 point some. So like 109 million divided by 1.25 is 87.2.
But if we don't have Ayton Grant, we'd have to keep them through the trade deadline if we did that.
No, or you'd have to like if you had like...
Well, I guess, yeah, your salary thing. But if that's good enough for one of them, I don't think it's good for both of them.
No, so you subtract Ant, that's like 26 million, right? So you're down to like 61 million you need to trade out. If you traded like if you trade Robert Williams, Bible, Grant, and Ayton for all expirings, they would have like 40 million in cap space next summer, right? So, let's just say they still have Robbo, they still have Thibault. Okay, that's another like 22 million. Now you're down to only $39 million you need to trade out. You can piecemeal that with like Chris Murray contract, get that down to 30. So then it's like, okay, what cap space did you have left? I don't know. Like it's
You're basically trading the whole roster.
Nah, you're keeping Coop, you're keeping Sharp, you're keeping Scoot, you're keeping Klingon, you're keeping Avdia. Because he can study under Dame and he can be like Jordan Love, right? And it took Jordan Love forever, and now look at him. He's a good starting quarterback, right? So he can study under Dame. We can go win a ring for Dame, and then Scoot can take over, and he'll actually be good because he studied under Dame.
Okay.
Look at these Blazer Uprise guys. They're so delusional.
I'll be right back.
Eric had enough with my delusions.
No, I need another drink.
All right. Anyway. I'll say this. I made it happen on 2K, guys. Okay, I'll say that. So if I can make it happen on 2K, he has to go throw up. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Probably end the stream soon. Probably end the stream in like 15, 20 minutes. I guess we tankathon when Eric's gone to see if we are luckier without him. And maybe we kick him off the lottery stream if we win it all. Right? Don't tell him though. Okay, we'll just quickly and quietly do a tankathon sim. Don't tell him. Okay.
In my defense, you're the
No,
one
get out of here!
You turned the one off last time without even looking at the results when we were top 4.
Get out of here. You're not supposed to shh. All right, we're going to simulate this. The Blazers have 7th best odds, okay? We're going to simulate this and scroll from the bottom. Eric will never know. All right, 14 Utah via Minnesota, 13 Atlanta via LA Lakers. They have fallen off. But they play us next, so they'll get right. Or we'll respond like we did against the Grizzlies, and they'll continue to fall off. I don't know. 12 is San Antonio. 11 is Sacramento. 10 is Indiana. 9 is Chicago. 8 is Detroit. Moment of truth. 7 is OKC via Philadelphia. Eric can't go to the lottery stream. Let's go. Nope. Don't bring your bad luck over here.
I've been here the whole time. I was standing just right off
I don't
camera.
believe you. Nope, I didn't hear you though. What'd you do? You got another drink? Go drink it in the bathtub. Six is New Orleans moving down 4 spots. This is like the same sim as last time, I feel like. Close. 5 is Washington. All right. 4 is Portland. Dang it, Eric came back. Now we get Kasparis Yakuchonis at 4.
Nice.
Do you see who's 4 on No Ceilings big board?
I did, yeah.
Do you like him?
Yeah, dude. He's rising up my board.
Yeah, he's fun. 3 is Toronto. Dylan Harper would be pretty good in Toronto. I like him next to Quickly.
I actually think the Wizards are in a really good spot.
At 5?
I think if they finish with the worst record, I think they're fine. I mean, obviously they want flag, but like anywhere 1 through 5, I think they're set.
They need Dylan Harper.
I think Harper, Edgecombe, and any of the guards I think fit well with Bub.
I think Bub is more combo to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
Dylan Harper is like that big lead guard next to him that can defend 2s, maybe even some 3s, that can be their like primary creator, and you can trust him to like actually become a star in that role.
But I think Bailey or Flag is fine there too. So I think they're in pretty good shape. As long as they get the worst record, I think they're sitting pretty. Like even if they fall to 5, I think they're still all right. Obviously, top 3 to get one of the like a Harper Flag, but I think they're okay even if they fall. They're the Detroit from this year.
Yeah, we'll see. 2, Charlotte, 1, Utah. So let's say Utah gets flagged, Charlotte gets. You think they would take Ace Bailey over Harper there?
No, I think they at this point might take Harper.
Okay, let's say Utah, Cooper flag, Charlotte, Harper, Toronto, best player available, I guess, is Ace Bailey. Who would you take it for? Because, I don't know, man. Like, Denham, I'm not completely sold on.
Yeah, that's tough right now.
He was really bad against Providence. He didn't do a ton against Ole Miss and NC State. So I'm starting to wonder, like, okay, when he plays against better athletes, better size, can he be as effective? Because he looked freaking phenomenal to start the season, right? But he's playing, like, UC Riverside, Central Arkansas, Queens. I don't even know what Queens is. Idaho. And you can see, like, the skill. Like, he's very skilled, but can he do it against, like, the elite athletes? That is the question mark for me with him. So I'm not completely sold on him at 4. Like, earlier, after these games, I'm like, yeah, I'd take him at 3. I'd take him at 4. But these 3 games, he's shooting 8 for 30 against Ole Miss, NC State, Providence. So...
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if it's not him, who else, man? Because, like, Edgecombe, Trey Johnson, like, there's no forward there that I'm confident in their star potential. There's not a single forward there that I'm confident in their star potential.
Yeah, a long way to go though.
Like, I think Bailey and Flagg are, like, the prizes at the forward position. I think Harper's the prize at the guard position. Like,
Bailey could fall to 4 in this scenario.
why? Who would go 3 to Toronto in the sim that we did?
I don't know. Maybe Edgecombe. I don't know.
Yeah, I have my reservations about Edgecombe, man. I have serious reservations about Edgecombe. I just think, like, he has a lot of the same red flags that Scoot had. And maybe they're even redder.
Season's still early though.
Yeah. But based on what we've seen, he has not been good, man.
Shooting issues, yes. I think he's a better defender than Scoot's ever been, and
yeah,
I
but
also
we're not drafting somebody top 5 for defense.
no, I know. I'm not saying us in particular. I'm just saying his red flags. I think he's functionally a little more athletic than Scoot shown as well.
Yeah. I just, like, is the feel there? Is the creativity there? Is the shot making there? Like, he's just been bad. He's just been bad. He's just inefficient. Like, I have reservations about him. Trey Johnson is just a jump shooter. A super elite jump shooter, but, like, puts up really impressive stats. I like that, but the creation, I don't know. You know what I've realized too? Is, like, going back and watching Donovan Mitchell in college, it was like, damn, he was so shifty, and, like, his ball handling was so, like, sharp, creative. Why does it feel like there's no prospects like that anymore?
I don't know.
Do you get that same feeling? Like, none of these guys are, like, actually, like having, like, dribble combos to break the guy down with, like, some shiftiness to it and, like, getting to the rim off that stuff. Like, it's all, like, guys like Ace Bailey. Dylan Harper gets to the rim a ton, but a lot of it's, like, pretty simple. It's still really effective. I still really like him for it, but it's like, all pretty, like, oh, I'll split a double team, or I'll just, like, straight line drive, use my body and score.
Yeah. think a little bit of that is, I mean, Donovan Mitchell stayed 2 years in college, so you got to see him progress to a second year. And a lot of these guys don't have that. Like,
Yeah.
I know Halliburton sucks this year, but like, you saw a huge jump
Yeah.
his freshman year to his sophomore year and that kind of stuff. So, just certain guys you see that with.
Austin
And I think
Reeves was a multi-year college guy, and I was really impressed with like his ball handling, dribble drive game.
Yeah, but like those guys, I think if you just had their freshman year and had no other data points
Yeah.
on them, I don't know if you're feeling quite as confident about their.
True.
So I think these top prospects, especially, they're one and done. So it's like, you don't get a chance to see. Okay, they had this year in college. Now, how do they come back that second year better or whatever? Like, Colin Murray Boyles is looking pretty dang good right now. It's someone that I haven't been high on in the past, but if he continues to play the way he is, it's going to be hard not to move him back up into like the lottery area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just tough with like a 6'7" forward that doesn't shoot much.
I mean, he's been shooting more this year, though.
Yeah, one attempt a game, like in 29 minutes. Still not the volume that I'd like.
Right.
And 1.9 assists per game. If he's averaging, 4 or 5 assists, like, okay, well, his passing is super special. Like, all right, maybe then he's Draymond. I don't know, but it's without like enough of a shooting or a passing element there. That's what gives me reservations about him. But maybe he can be a volume shooter and he moves really well. Like, so yeah, maybe he's that guy. But I think the multi-year guy with some of that stuff is Cam Jones.
Yeah.
That's who like
Cam Jones.
Yeah. I mean that's the guy that has shiftiness, like creativity off the dribble, like ball handling, playmaking aspect now. He's going to fall because he's 23, but if there's like a sneaky star that doesn't get drafted in the lottery and becomes a star, my bet would be Cam Jones. Mm-hmm. Clip it, put it in the Discord clips section. We'll look back on it in 4 years. But like he is my bet for being the most under like too lowly drafted player right now.
Yeah.
Easily. Like you got like Neek Clifford, I think, is going to be a good role player. He's risen up into the first round, I think. I think Tankathon is lagging a little bit behind here. You got, like, I need to watch more Jeremiah Fears. I know he's been playing well. I just want, like, a forward with some element of creativity off the dribble, like Jason Tatum had when he came into the league. And I just don't know if any forward in this draft has it. Even Cooper Flagg, man, like he's really good because of all the things he does well. Ace Bailey, it's jump shooting mainly.
For the people asking, if the Blazers got a second first-round pick in the 2025 draft, I think it would be non-lottery later in the draft.
Yeah, but that's where it's like if Hugo Gonzalez falls because he's barely playing for a stacked Real Madrid team and he was seen as a top 10 pick before he went to Real Madrid. Like if he went to college, I still think he'd be a top 10 pick. But like if he falls to 23 and Portland has a chance to take him, that's where you take a guy like that.
I do hope guys like Traore and Hugo in the future follow suit with several other international players. Now that NIL is a thing and come over and play, that's been huge for college basketball. It's been cool seeing so many international guys come over here and show what they can do.
And I think it's doing wonders for Jaco Jonas and Demon.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I think they're because like I don't think either of them were higher than Seraph before the season started, but I think they're just, you see them so much now that I think it's showcasing them a lot more than they would in a European league. I mean, look at Trur and Hugo, just they're just not all present like the college guys are, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice that I was ahead on the Derek Queen love. Barely, but I was ahead. This is one of those guys that are like, oh, I think I like him, Eric, and then all of a sudden he's top 10 on big boards. It's like, yeah, everybody else likes him too, Derek Queen.
Oh yeah,
because he's like 10th on Take-a-thon now.
I mean, it's pretty high on a lot of boards.
Not when I ranked him at 7. I looked at a couple of boards and I thought it was a hot take. Turns out it's not a hot take. But yeah, you get a lot more forwards now that are like shooters and don't do a ton off the dribble, don't get to the rim much. Like that's Will Riley, that's Ace Bailey. Trey Johnson's more of a guard, but that's him. And to a certain extent, that's Drake Powell as well. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, look, Therio's first round now. Yep. Here we go. All my guys are rising, Eric. Got Cam Jones first round. We got Therio first round. We got Derek Queen, top 10. Can't even have guys that I'm higher on than consensus because consensus just starts agreeing. If you guys missed our big board stream, that's what we're referencing right now. Anyway. Anyway, we'll do a Q&A. Life advice. If you want drunk life advice, let me know. And then we'll end the stream.
All right. Do you want my story?
Yeah. So you almost got in a fight, huh?
Kind of. Had rec league game last night.
You almost got a fight in your rec league game?
It's the playoffs.
Oh, boy.
Well, okay. So tell me if you agree with this or not. Okay. I want to know what you would do in this situation. All right. So there's a rebound that comes off. Myself and this other guy both go for it. The ball is like kind of near his face. I reach out, hit the ball. The ball actually like hits him in the face, but he thinks it's my hand that hits his face, right?
Yeah.
But like we're both going for the ball. It's not like I was hitting him in the face, even if it was my hand. But it was the ball. I hit all ball, smacked it into his face. It went out to like one of his teammates who got the ball. I went up to guard him so he didn't shoot a 3. So I'm standing there guarding this guy who's dribbling. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy just charging me from behind. Just comes full speed, 2-hand shove right in my back, shoves me over, right?
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, well.
What would you do if you were me?
If I was 300 pounds all muscle, I would whoop the dude's ass. But, I mean, yeah, like.
I weigh like 250 now, so not 300. No, so, I don't know. It's kind of like, to me, it's an unwritten rule. Like, you can't just let someone punk you like that, right? So, like, I square up. Like, I'm like, what the F, dude? Like, you can't just cheap shot someone. That's effing dirty. Like,
yeah.
So luckily I saw it. So, like, I kind of braced myself at the last second so I didn't get hurt or anything.
Yeah.
But, like, so, like, I kind of, like, bowed up to him, you know. And then, I don't like, he kind of reacted funny, but then, like, he, like, put his fists up or whatever, and then, like, the refs stepped in between us or whatever before it got anything. But, so luckily they saw what happened, and he got kicked out of the game, and then the league actually, I mean, they gave everyone a warning before the season that there'd be no tolerance for that kind of stuff. So I thought this was a bit harsh, if I'm being honest, but they kicked him out of all rec leagues for an entire year.
Damn.
And they gave. I guess they've had some issues with the team we played, so they gave them a final warning that they would be kicked out of the league as well if they had any more incidents this season. So, so I guess they got punished without me having to do anything. But like, yeah, I was ready to throw down if I had to, because like, I don't know, I didn't want to fight, like, but I felt like I had to like stand up for myself in that situation. You know what I mean?
See, the problem is in our rec league, we don't have a refs or anyone, and it's 4-on-4, right? And there's just two scorekeepers on the table who just like wouldn't even mess with anything. They just keep track of the score. So I've had somebody try and like purposely trip me after I've blocked them, but he's a guy that like always does little like weird shit on the floor, and I didn't try and fight him. I just like, you tried to fucking trip me. Why'd you try and trip me? Like, he starts like in his halftime, he's walking away because it was like right before the half, and you know, just like he walks away, goes to water, comes back, like, you tried to trip, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like verbal. We've had people try and fight before, like my team, not me, but like my team with another team, and they get thrown out for a season, and it's like nothing ever that bad. So like, I wouldn't want to get thrown out for a season. So I don't know, but I've never had somebody like straight up do that, at least in like a rec league. So I've never been put in that position. Most I've done is push somebody's face, because this dude was like talking trash and like put his hand in my face. So it's like worst it's been. But yeah, I have a pretty cool head, man. Like, I somebody could do that and I would say some stuff, but like I don't have like any part of me that's like, oh, I want to fight someone over some stupid shit.
Like I said, I didn't want to fight.
No, I know, yeah, no, I know. It's like, you can't let somebody punk you like that, but I don't know. Whenever anything gets like that heated, I like act like there's a part of me. Anytime anything gets that heated, there's like a part of me that like completely cools myself down. I'm just like, whatever, like.
But
not worth the trouble, you know.
This team we're playing shortly after that, two different guys on their team got technical fouls, and the refs had to give them a warning. If they had one more tech, they were going to have to forfeit the game. Which I thought, like, 4 techs. So that's a lot to not forfeit prior to that, but yeah.
No, that's shitty. But
and then
so you know that weekend league I used to play on?
Yeah.
Apparently somebody like punched and knocked out the ref in it recently. I don't play it anymore, but yeah, like.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and play in it starting in January. I've been working out legs a little bit more, so my ankle's been better. I'm just like, and I've been losing weight. Cardio's not the best, and I'm just tired of playing in Tuesday, Thursday rec league, because it's literally like I just get doubled all the time, and it's not quite a high enough level where like everybody can shoot or do something. So it's like, guys I'm playing with, it's like I'll have somebody that's not the best shooter, and it's just like 2 for 10 from 3, 1 for 8 from 3, like all the time. And it's like defenses will just leave them, come double me, I'll just pass to them, they'll shoot a 3, like, and it just gets so freaking boring. I just get trapped and fouled because it's not free throws until the final 2 minutes, so it's like kind of lame. So I need to try and get back in my weekend league, because I'm starting to get annoyed with.
Hey, that's through the Portland Basketball League, right?
It is Vancouver City League.
But
the
like, isn't it run through the Portland Basketball League?
No, I don't think so. It's something separate. It was started by a guy that was in the same class as me that went to a local school.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, James.
I met that guy.
Yeah, good guy.
Because Portland Basketball League has Vancouver runs like this too, but there's like 3 or 4 nights a week where there's it's called pick to play, You just sign up like with a bunch of random people and pay for one game. We should do that sometime and play.
Yeah, let me know, man. I'm down. I'm down for sure.
It'd be so cool if we got like 7 or 8 people from Blazers Uprise chat or something to
Yeah, we need real
just
hoopers,
play like
though.
a random game.
Yeah, real hoover.
Well, who cares? As long as you and I are on the team.
More double
Frickin-
teams?
Frickin' Bouquets, man.
What?
He says, are they old guys? Old guys are the worst. Old guys always start S.
Why are you insulting Eric like that, man?
I'm probably the oldest guy in the league, dude. Like, but no, these are old guys. Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Nah, I'll be fun. I'll be down. I'll be down.
Yeah, we got to do that sometime. I think they have Sundays. If you don't.
After my fantasy football season ends this Sunday, then
Yeah.
dude, I am having the most cursed season of fantasy football ever. I swear to God. You guys can't. Jaden Reed gave me 0 points. 0 points yesterday. Because of course. And basically, so I am like very close to having the second most points in the league. Right now I'm tied for 6th with Connor. Tiebreaker is points scored. I have 100 more points than him. So like if I win or if he loses, I get the last playoff spot. But if I lose and he wins, then I miss the playoffs. He's playing against a team that is like falling off injured, has Derrick Henry on a bye, and Connor the last 5 weeks hasn't scored more than 100 points and has like the same record as me where like every week I've scored at least 115 or 120. I lost last week, scoring the 3rd most points in the league, almost the 2nd most points in the league. I had 150 points, and I lost to a team that had like garbage time BS. And it's like the 2nd, 3rd time that's happened this year. I lost a game by 2 because DeAndre Hopkins went off. I lost a game against a team 141 to 126, and it was a team the last 3 weeks before that didn't reach 90. And it's just brutal, man. So yeah, I keep crashing out every Sunday over fantasy football, and you know what? I won't even crash out this Sunday because
you're going to. Oh.
No, I'm not. Because at least the pain and suffering will be over because I'm freaking tired of this, dude. I'm freaking tired of how unlucky I am.
When he say he crashes out, he literally crashes out every Sunday. It's like
it's kind of a meme
Here
at
goes
this point,
Tori
so I
again.
play it up a little bit. But I'm actually, it keeps ruining my Sundays, man.
I don't even want to go on that Discord feed because I know it's just you bitching about your team.
I know you avoid that Discord.
And
But the
then-
thing is, I
and
look
then-
back to like 5 years ago and saw some similar stuff from you. So it's cool, man. It's fantasy football, all right? It can be infuriating, all right? It's okay.
And Hawk's got to egg you on.
No, I keep telling people like my team's gonna find a way to lose this game. Like, no, it's not, and then they find a way to lose. It's like freaking told you, I'm cursed. 2 years ago, I lost the championship by 1 point off a garbage time touchdown. Where if the guy after he got the first down went down, they could have kneeled out the clock, and instead he ran all the way for a 40-yard touchdown because the defense let him score because they blitzed like every player. And I lost by 1 point in the championship a couple years ago. I've had seasons like 11-2, like didn't make the championship in the 8 years of this league. Like it's just perpetually cursed.
Yeah, congrats to you, Allison, for not watching this game. It sucked. Yeah, Tori, I kind of feel your pain because in another fantasy league I'm in, I'm going to be 8-6 and miss the playoffs, it looks like, unless I get lucky last week. So.
Your team's stacked too.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Because like I got Brock Bowers, number 1 tight end. I got Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins, Drake London. Like that's 3 top 10 receivers. Well, Tyreek Hill maybe not, but like he should be. And then Jaden Reed's my 4th receiver, and he's been like top 20 until this week. He scored 0. I got A-Chan, who with Tua is like automatic 20 points per game. James Conner's good running back too, and they got Jalen Hurts, who's a top 5 quarterback. It's like, how am I not a top half of the league team?
Mm.
So
So Brandon Tatum was saying that like when you talk, it's really low. When I talk, it's really high. So he has to keep adjusting volume.
I
A
mean,
couple people agreed with him. But I don't know.
okay, well, I'll turn Eric down. I mean, I am leaning away. Is this better?
Eric Wilson says I should take up boxing for the next time Busta wants to test you.
A bust?
I saw the look in his eyes when I squared up. Like I don't think he wanted any part of me I think he realized what he did once he.
How big was this dude?
He was not very big.
I'm taking one more shot. Oh yeah, anybody want life advice? We'll be live for like 5 more minutes and then we'll wrap up the stream. Yeah, it's just because I go further away from my mic because I like to lean back. So. Who's struggling with something? Who needs advice? It can be about your love life. It can be about your work life. It can be about your friends. It can be about anything.
Hey Tori, do you still have is your profile picture on X still when you were in that Vancouver League before?
On X? No, it's from a dunk contest when I was in
Oh,
senior
right.
in high school. Just to troll the people that, give me crap.
When my league starts back up in January, one of the guys in that picture is on my team now.
Oh, really? In my
Yeah,
profile picture?
not the
on Twitter?
bigger guy, the guard that's in your picture. Yeah.
Oh, the one on Blue Sky.
Did you have that on Blue Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
I told you I knew those guys.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah. Oh, man, I'm yawning. Did your girlfriend put up the Christmas tree behind you? No, I am capable of putting together a 3-piece fake Christmas tree.
Nice.
Yeah. And I fluffed it. I know what I'm doing. WTF is Blue Sky. Google it. Join our Discord. The Nightbot just dropped it in the chat. All right, there's the Discord link.
Colonel Pancakes, I don't think Blue Sky is something for you.
Yeah, Twitter serves you just fine.
Stay with your guy Elon on Twitter.
Yeah. Let's see. How to get money quick. Start a YouTube channel. Just kidding. It's not quick at all. Probably shouldn't ask this when you are drunk. Okay. The question is, imagine 4 years into a steady career and comfortable living. Would you risk it all to move to a new country and start a new life chasing your dream? Well, it depends on what your dream is and how achievable your dream is. But, I mean, I'm all for chasing your dreams, but also you got to be able to have, like, a foundation and to be able to chase that dream. Like, if you don't have a good enough foundation, then you're not necessarily capable of chasing that dream, if that makes sense. So, like, just depends on the details. I feel like I can't accurately answer that without more context, which is better than a drunk answer, man. Asking for more context is a sober thing.
No, I actually have, I guess, some like reference here. I started my own business, had it for 12 years, made very little money from it, chasing my dream, and there was definitely pros and cons for it. But now I have a comfortable job that I make enough money to live comfortably along with my wife, and things are going well. And so, I don't know. I kind of lean towards staying comfortable if you're comfortable. Like, if that's truly how you are right now, I would not necessarily risk it, but at the same time, like, it's hard to just ignore your dream. So, like,
You can be
sometimes,
comfortable now that you chased your dream. I feel like
yeah,
if you never chased that dream, it'd be tough.
right,
Because, like, okay, what is?
yeah. So, like, sometimes you gotta go for it and find that lesson out for yourself, good or bad. But like, yeah. But like, moving to a whole new country, if you're comfortable where you're at right now and you're getting by and things are fine, like, and then just uprooting to another country and chasing that dream, it's kind of crazy. But like, I don't know, it kind of depends on how young you are and what your family situation or relationship situation is too. Like, if you're single or whatever, I would say go for it or whatever. But like, if you've got a family or whatever and you're doing fine, like, I don't know if you necessarily need to uproot that.
Yeah, and I'm a full proponent of like having hobbies. You know, if you have some stability, but you feel like you're not getting enough out of life, you gotta find some hobbies or something to chase or something that inspires you, right? So, like, for us, that can be the YouTube stuff, right, and covering the team and sports and whatnot. But for you, that might look completely different, right? I think the problem with stability and playing it safe is like it can become mundane or become boring and you don't feel fulfilled. So that's where it's like, okay, find something else that fulfills you. Find something else to chase. But yeah, it's, risk versus reward there, man. I mean, it's tough to answer without more context.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what other life advice do you guys want? Is it a good financial decision to buy a Chauncey Blazers jersey? Nah, considering you quit on him today, Riley. Okay, why would you want a Chauncey Blazer jersey? He doesn't play
How
for
much
the
would that
Blazers.
be? Like $10?
Let's see. Elizabeth
Brendan-
Allen says he's just relaxed and buzzed tonight. It's normally been better. What, me? I'm relaxed tonight? I wasn't relaxed earlier. I'm relaxed now, but
Alex says, should I go as VHS or Betamax? Well, VHS is a little easier to get stuff for. Betamax is, you're going to have a tough time finding Betamax movies, my guy.
yeah, facts.
Should I buy the Blazers Uprise brand, says Colonel Pancakes.
The
if you
brand?
If you have enough money to do that,
Yeah, how much are we
I
talking
think we should have a conversation with Tori there.
Yeah.
Brendan asks, how long after talking to someone should you ask her to be your girlfriend?
Talking or dating? Because those are two different things. Like, have you actually, like, legitimately dated? Like, have you gone on a legitimate date with her? Have you connected on, like, a deep level at all? You know, it's because if you're just talking, like, friendly, there needs to be a stage to get to the point where you want to ask her to be your girlfriend. If you're not to that stage yet, you should ask her on a date first and then progress towards that.
Yeah, you should never ask before, like, going on a date or, like, physically hanging out first.
Who asked that question?
Brendan.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, and listen, you don't have to make it like a big deal that you're asking her on a date either. It doesn't have to be like, hey, will you go on a date with me? It could be as simple as like, hey, I know this really good spot for tacos in town. Do you want to go sometime with me? Because the thing is, I feel like guys especially, right, if you're like making it out some big deal, like I'm gonna ask her on a legitimate date, like you make it so important to yourself that you make yourself nervous, and then it's like really tough to go and like ask a girl out. But if you make it simple and like something that's really light, it's easier to approach. And then if you get rejected, it's like, oh, yeah, okay, she doesn't want to get tacos, okay. Instead of like, oh, she rejected me for a date, like. So just progress it, and she's interested in you, like. Maybe she doesn't want to get tacos. Maybe she suggests something else. You know what I mean? But if she's interested in you, then she'll, take you up on it. Then you go on a date, and you just try and progress it to being more than just like, yeah, we're just talking as friends. Like, you try and connect on like a deep enough level, right? Maybe second date, you kiss her or something. Like, if she doesn't reject that, right? You just slowly progress it. I think it's always tougher to go from like, yeah, we're talking, we're friendly. Okay, you want to be my girlfriend? Like, there needs to be some progression stages in there.
Yeah, I think a lot of good, successful relationships, it's not forced or anything, or you shouldn't have to talk anyone into dating you or anything like that. So if your significant other or the person you're courting seems into you and you're having a good time or whatever, like, I think it's just something that comes naturally, and it's just like, it's one of those, it when you see it type of things, and you just kind of use your instincts and feel. If it's like awkward and the person seems to always have like excuses for not wanting to hang out or whatever, like, it's probably not going anywhere. So I would maybe not try to force it or push it too much. But yeah, so like Tori said, just try to be like, hey, want to try this new restaurant or something? Like, do you want to come with me? It doesn't even have to be like a formal, oh, would you go on a date with me? Like, type of thing. Just try to get to hang out. And if that goes well, it should seem pretty natural.
Yep. Approach women at the gym. That's tough, man. If you can pull that off, props, because there's like a stigma, and there's that's difficulty level raised to 100. I'll just say that. But the best of the best can pull that off somehow. I don't understand how, so I got no advice on that, and I would not advise that.
I have some advice on that. If a girl's on the treadmill, don't like get on the treadmill next to her, not run, and start talking to her while she's running. Like, that's just weird. Creepy.
Yeah, definitely don't get on the same treadmill as her.
Yeah, don't do that either. But don't, like, if she's like in the middle of a workout or something, don't like just like start talking to her. Like, make it like more natural or whatever.
I don't even know how you approach a girl naturally in the gym, because most of the time it's like they're wearing earbuds, right? Like,
yeah.
What do you?
But
they're focused on working out. What are you gonna go say that's natural? That's why the difficulty level is hard, is because there's not a good opportunity for approach.
Taylor's a true gentleman would turn her treadmill off. That's hilarious. I don't know if my wife's still watching this show, but we about 6 months ago got a membership at a gym, and she's had a couple of guys approach her at the gym. And it's always funny. That's why I said the treadmill thing, because she was literally running on the treadmill, and some guy didn't even work out on the treadmill next to her, just came up and started talking to her while she was running. That's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna go up to a girl on the treadmill and say, "Hey, I like the way you're running"?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Adam Smith. Ooh, this is a good one. Sorry, you got something to say?
I was gonna say, I don't think I could. I don't know. Like, yeah, like Elizabeth Allen says, if a girl like starts talking to you, maybe, but like, I don't know if I was single, if I would just like be like talking to girls at the gym. It just seems like, I don't know. I feel
Hey, I like the way you sweat.
baby, I like your sweat. This is Eric Olsen. Yeah.
Where did you guys meet your partners? At the Bumblebee farm. What about you? What about you, Eric?
My wife and I actually met at a dance club in Portland back in
The good old days
2004. Yeah.
before the Bumblebee farms.
Yeah, long before there were dating apps and stuff. Yep.
Adam Smith. This is maybe the last one, and then we'll wrap it up. I've been thinking about the idea of starting a podcast or something. Sorry, I just scrolled up. Hold on. I've been thinking about the idea of starting a podcast or something live for a while. It's like, what's your true substance to bring something legit, etc. It's a question how to start cultivating vision and take action. Yeah, I mean, the advice I always give to people that want to start a podcast or YouTube or something is just do something that you'll have fun with, regardless if you're pulling viewers or not, because it's a grind to get your first viewers. Like, I did YouTube on my own for a whole year, like getting no viewers, trying to cover the NBA, and then I got in contact with True Blazer Fan. He had a bit of a Blazer following doing highlights, and I was like, hey, I'll do analysis videos, and got my start with Blazer fans like that, got a little bit of a head start with that, and then I was like, okay, I want to do Blazer content. The thing is, I think without that, we would have been successful doing Blazer content the way we wanted to do it, but it took me 2 years to realize, like, okay, I want to do post-game shows and want to do content this way, and then when we started off, we weren't, like, great on the mic yet. I wasn't great at editing videos, like, thumbnails weren't good, so, you know, we were small time. You know, it's not like we're big time, right? But it took time to build the skills and, like, figure out exactly how we want to do content, that sort of thing. So if you are just doing it to, like, have viewers or have listeners, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to get discouraged when they're not there right away. So the advice I always give is do something that you would enjoy doing if nobody listened to it. Because then you can have the patience to build a following. Otherwise, you're just not going to have enough patience because it takes time. It's a grind, right? So you can't be in it for that. You got to be in it for just the enjoyment of it as a hobby, in my opinion. And so in terms of substance and, like, how to start and all that, find something you want to talk about, okay? It can be anything. It can be absolutely anything, but find something you want to talk about. You know, find a friend that helps make it fun for you, and then take it from there and just enjoy doing it. Enjoy putting it out there. Even if you're putting it out there for yourself, like, enjoy that part of it. And then if you build a following off of it, then, you know, that's great. So that's just the mindset you have to have, I think, to have the patience to actually build a following.
Yeah, I agree. And if you obsess over viewers, it's just, it's a tough mindset to have, man, and nothing's ever going to be satisfying enough. Like, you're always going to be chasing that viewer count. And don't get me wrong, I mean, like, you eventually probably need that to succeed and enjoy it after a while. But I go back to streams where it was just like Trevin and Zach or someone in there, or Jakob or somebody, you know, you and Jakob playing Rocket League or so whatever. And like, I mean, those are still fun streams, and it's just because we're having fun getting to know people. And even if your audience is small, just try to build relationships with the people that do watch. I think that's really important. Build, like, a community within the people who are paying attention to you, even if that's one person. You know, and you never know. Connections are important. So, like, even if you only know or reach out to a couple people, eventually that could lead to one of them becoming one of your friends or someone you know, and maybe they get a job doing something, and we're like, hey, I'm in charge of hiring so and so, like for some podcast network or something, and I mean that's kind of like how you got involved with Hog Media, right? Like you just happened to work on the same Believe network or whatever, right? So
yeah, well, no, you know what it was so the guy that founded Hog Media, that like is basically my business partner, right? That is like my 9 to 5. It's what has allowed me to get this house. He has a YouTube channel covering the Padres. He found my Blazers Uprise stuff, and he reached out to me because he was really impressed with the graphics that I did, right? And so he wanted help with graphics. So I built a relationship with him, but he worked at CAA, which is a big sports agency, and then created this business because he's a really good networker, really good with relationships. And then I have a lot of skills to like fill in the gaps. Like I went to college for business. Like I know how to do some accounting. I know how to do graphic design if we need to for brands or creators. I'm really good with spreadsheets as well and organizing that sort of stuff. I know how to talk to people well enough to handle relationships and all that in that, right? So it's like I have a lot of skills that, I'm good like with organizing things and that sort of stuff. So like I have a lot of skills that lend my hand to the business that we're building, but it was literally like he liked my graphics. So he reached out to me and I responded, right? So it's kind of wild because there was nights where I was like, man, I'm up all night, pulling an all-nighter before a trade deadline stream, not even going to sleep before a trade deadline stream. Like, how am I going to have energy for this trade deadline stream? Why am I doing all this stuff for these graphics? Like, they don't really matter. End of the day, it's like the effort that I put into my content is what got me noticed. If I didn't put in that same effort, probably wouldn't have gotten noticed, probably wouldn't be in this room. Like, so in a way, even though it was kind of indirectly, the effort paid off. And that's where it's like, okay, if you're going to do something, do it your way. And that's like my final piece of advice for that. Like, don't try and be like anybody else. Do stuff your way. Show your personality. Like, do things in your own unique way, because uniqueness stands out more than uniformity. So that's the thing, is like trying to stand out, trying to do things our way, my way, trying to push myself and be the best that I could in terms of like putting together like a cool looking stream and all that stuff, paid off. And I always kind of had like a gut feeling like, okay, it'll find a way to pay up. Like it'll pay off in the long run. I don't know how, but it will. And I just had that like undying belief in myself. Like, okay, this might seem crazy. Like, why am I staying up? Why am I working 25 hours on a stream like this for a graphics package that's for one single stream? But it was just like the undying belief in myself. Like, okay, I'm just going to put my best foot forward, try and be unique. And it'll pay off in the end, and it did. So that's like just kind of the attitude, I think, that if you have, it'll find a way of working itself out. So, but I definitely, there was some luck there with him finding my page and, building that connection, that sort of thing. But connections are very important in life, so.
Absolutely. And for those asking, those streams that I was talking about with like only a couple people, those were during COVID. That was almost a year into Blazers Uprise. That wasn't starting off that way. So like we started off fairly well, have built a pretty good following, and then it just fell off a cliff once the basketball season got canceled, and we had nothing to talk about. We had no idea when the sports would come back and all that kind of stuff, and it was just us hanging out, BSing and stuff. And but like I said, those are some of the most memorable and best streams, just getting to know people and just basically just having conversations with people, even though there was only a couple in chat or whatever. And then the season came back and it kind of ramped up from there. The bubble, I think, was good for a show like us where it was all times during the day. So you had people all over the world that could watch games that it might be like 3 a.m. where they're at normally to watch a game, but instead it's, a normal time for them. And so I think we got a lot of international people or people that wouldn't normally see us during the bubble, and then kind of took off from there once everyone came back.
Yeah. Yep. Adam says, I think somehow it has to be natural, not big stakes conversations. Yeah, it just depends on your type of content, but I mean, just being yourself is the easiest way to be natural. So
you also have to be entertaining, like
yeah,
you can't be like boring and stuff, like.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's got to be like a natural way.
Yeah, but like find ways to make entertaining content. You know, it's I've tried so many different things with YouTube. Some of it's failed, some of it's been entertaining, some of it's worked, right? But like I go into a stream, like I'm gonna talk about the team, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna be entertaining at the same time, right? Like I don't want to just sit here and have like the exact same stream that I had 5-6 streams ago, right? But it's like when you're just allowing your emotion flow and being yourself, it's kind of easy to not be repetitive, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But it's also something I focus on. So that plus, I told Eric Olson in chat, like I'll listen back to streams and like listen to the way I'm saying things. And like, oh, I could have said this better. I could have said that better. When I record videos, sometimes I'll say the same sentence like 4 different times in different ways. And then when I edit it, I'll be like, okay, that sentence sounds the best, right? Like it's just obsessing over the details from like the graphics to the production, right? And it's, you know, it's funny because my girlfriend's like, sometimes you elongate words. And I'm like, I know exactly why. It's because a lot of times I try to make sure that I don't say the word So when I feel like I need to think about what I'm going to say, I'll start to elongate words as like filler while I think about what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I have 2 kids who want to get into YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
They're still a little too young.
Huh?
They're a little too young. But like, for example, my son is really into Pokemon and stuff, and he's like, oh, he sees all these people playing Pokemon, streaming themselves playing Pokemon games and stuff. It's like, or like, I mean, him and I have gotten really into opening Pokemon cards and stuff like that, but there's so many like big streamers that open Pokemon cards and stuff. Like you're never gonna, or it would, I guess I wouldn't say never, but like it'd be really hard, you know, after all these people have been established doing that we come in and like compete with any of them in terms of just like opening packs of cards on streams or something. Like you'd have to do something to really stand out in that crowd, or same with like playing video games, you know, with all the Twitch streamers and all that kind of stuff. Like you have to either be just super charismatic and entertaining and people find you that way, or you have to do something that's different than all the rest. And for us, I think just being one of the first to do post-game shows after every game and stuff like that, I think, I mean, because a lot of people have tried to do something similar, but like,
I've always said this, like people try and do podcasts in like a cookie cutter type of way, especially with sports.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what do we bring to the table? Because like me and you bring CBA knowledge. We've played enough to like know X's and O's. We bring that, the graphics, right? Like the honesty of we'll criticize the team if they suck. Like we aren't afraid to call stuff out because a lot of people just try and like people please and make things sound good because that's what they think people want to hear. And, you know, so it's like you got to bring things to the table that make you better than any other Joe Schmo that's doing a podcast. Because, yeah, like a lot of people tried, but I've listened to pretty much anybody that's tried to start a podcast. Like I've listened to it once or twice, and a lot of them it's, and no offense to these people, right? Like a lot of them it's, man, this sounds like every typical podcast. Like, and conversations are taking too long to take place, and it's a lot of kind of surface stuff, and it's nothing that really appeals to me. So, you know, it's like if I'm going to talk about something, I'm going to like try and make sure the conversation progresses into some sort of detail and put some emotion behind it, right? Because, like, if I'm frustrated, I'll show it. If I'm happy about something, I'll show it. And it's not just going to be monotone, because that's the worst thing to do if you're podcasting, is to be monotone.
Right.
And like, speaking is an art too. So if you ever want to speak confidently, end your sentences on a down tone, right? That's the key. Like, people that talk and they end everything like this, which I still occasionally do, but, you know, everybody does. But, like, if you end every sentence like this, you don't sound as confident as if you end sentences like this. You guys see the difference? So that's just a tip, and that can be in your personal life too. So, like, that's something, you know, just the way that you speak, just the final tone of your sentence can change the entire way that your sentence is perceived. And that's something that I learned doing YouTube and, like, trying to learn, okay, how can I talk smoothly, effectively, that sort of thing. And of course I'm not perfect, but, like, it is something that I've developed doing YouTube. And it's, you know, it's still a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. But if you ever want to start a podcast, like, learning how to speak correctly, and some people just naturally do it, shout out to those people. I was never a natural speaker at all. Speaking is very key, like knowing how to talk, knowing how to tell stories, that sort of stuff.
I see a couple people in chat, Brandon and who else said it? Medina, that watch more post-game shows than actual Blazer game.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
man.
cool. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to be myself. If people want to hate on it, like, I don't care. Like, go ahead. Cool. And there's a reason why you're talking about me. And, you know what I mean? It's because I have a YouTube channel. Like, cool. I had somebody today wish that I wasn't, like, told me Blazer fans wish that I wasn't around here anymore. It's like, all right, man.
Yeah, someone basically said you wish you would drink yourself to death.
Yeah. But
Wow.
just some random person commenting on me, like, cool, whatever. Like, I don't care, man. I've gotten a lot better about that, but it's like, okay.
That's still crazy, though, man.
Yeah, but I mean, that's today's day and age, especially Twitter. Twitter can get nasty. Like, whatever. Whatever, man. Like, I used to have, like, confidence issues. Not anymore. So that's always good. Because I just, why would I care about some random person saying something like that? You know what I mean? It's like, that doesn't affect anything I do on a day-to-day basis. Doesn't have to affect me at all if I don't let it.
It's always some anonymous person.
Exactly, that too. It's like, it's always somebody, they ain't showing their faces, they're behind an awesome account, they're trying to tear somebody down. That speaks more about them than anything, so why would I care? Why should I care? Like, and that's the thing, is when I'm out here criticizing basketball players and media members, and it's like, some people aren't going to like that. Some people are going to feel some type of way. Some people are going to show that with some nasty stuff. It's just part of the territory. It's okay.
Yep.
Shout Jakob, 50 Norwegian Crony donation, says, good morning, guys. Awesome game from the Blazers tonight. At least I could enjoy Tori's cat stream last night. Hi. Yeah, thank you for donating on the cat stream.
Jakob left the donation on that. So funny.
Yeah, so
I actually I want to give a quick shout out to Jakob, Adam Smith, who's in here, and Barking Box isn't in here anymore. Rob Johnson, David Maher. Let me see if there's anyone else. I took a screenshot of some of the people who were in chat, but I mean, those are the main guys.
Yeah.
But shout out to you if you were in chat earlier talking to me on stream.
Yeah, I went back and watched that chat. It was funny to watch. It's on our second channel if you want to go watch just a random stream at 4 a.m. I got text 7 a.m. from Eric, like, you're live streaming right now. I was like, what?
I've been on since 4:08 or something.
Yeah. I woke up and, like, the sunrise was, like, the sky was so orange. It was really cool, actually. I don't know if that was, like, the same in the Portland area, but it was, like, beautiful sunrise out my window. It was like, whoa. And then I checked my phone. You're live right now. So went and turned it off. I didn't even have the energy to say what's up or anything. Shout out Jakob with a 5 gifted memberships. We got Nicholas Ham winning one. We got T-Bird, Matt, Brian Porterfield, and Alex R. all gifted memberships by Jakob. We got some lurkers there, man, which is awesome. That's the best way to bring the lurkers out of the woodworks, right? The people that watch the streams, which we appreciate those of you who watch the streams. No comment. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. It's always good just to see some new names, you know, amongst all the awesome OGs. Thank you, Jakob, for gifting the memberships. Anyway, Adam Smith says, thanks, Tori, legit, for those sharings. My phone died, so I jumped on my laptop. LOL, appreciate hearing you both. I will re-listen to Cutoff and replay. Yeah, man. I mean, I like helping people that want to get into podcasting and that sort of stuff. You know, I unfortunately, we didn't have much help, so if I can be that person to someone else, it's really cool to be in that position, so... Shout to Boom, a.k.a. Tyler Billmeyer, member for a month, says, wow, can't believe y'all are still on. I'm proud of your guys' journey and accomplishment thus far. Sky's the limit. Finally figured out how to join members. Rare I make it live because work, but love y'all. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Glad you could finally get a membership. That's cool.
What's up, Tyler?
Yeah, member for 1 month. Yeah, you finally figured it out. So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, I try to stay humble about like the platform that we've built too. It's like, okay, we got a YouTube channel, we got a cool community, great community. Like you guys make this chat and community great. Like it's not me. I just have the channel and I just talk on the channel, right? Like Eric, we just talk on the channel. You guys are the community, so it's as much you guys as anyone else. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to think back because I used to dream about having like 1,000 subs on YouTube and sitting here at 11,000. You know, it is cool. It is kind of crazy to say we have the like probably the biggest fan made podcast out there by far. You know, like that's an accomplishment that we should definitely take pride in. But you know, kind of gotten used to that, Eric. You know, it's just like like the way of life now. So.
Travis is streaming so late that you're letting other people make appearances.
Yeah. For real. Yeah, the watch after the stream crew is like joining live for once.
That's been
Nugs, that's kind of that's kind of weird. It's kind of strange, but you do.
Blaze the Nugs, would you like to contact my wife to be on that podcast with you?
Oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Easiest recap for a game. It was wretched. Chauncey, Aiden are the worst. Grant's behind him. Yeah, I mean, game was disaster. So, anyway, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about from this game. I'm over Aiden. I'm tired of Aiden. Get him out of here. Get Chauncey out of here. Move on from the guys that you know you're going to move on from that are lame ducks. And then you could probably develop better. Is as simple as I can put it. We'll be live again on Sunday. What's up?
I just got a text from my wife. She was watching Oops.
Oh, she didn't like that comment? Oh, man.
She said, F you.
Yeah, you deserve that one. You deserve that one. I agree with her. F you.
Sorry, baby. Love you.
Yeah, you're going to have to dig yourself out of that hole.
She's fine. She knows what she did.
Yeah, you say that. Are you sure, though? Guys, life advice. Don't tell a woman they're fine if they're mad at you. All right?
Oh, I
That's
told
some
her
good life advice.
The other day. She did not like that.
Yeah. Just learn from Eric's mistakes, okay? Oh, that's funny. I love it.
Babe, this guy was saying he wanted to make a podcast where his guest could only speak by farts. It was low.
I'm sure you explaining it on air makes it so much better.
I had to make that joke, baby. Come on.
Oh man. After your wife just puts up with you live streaming from the dining room table for 5 years, is how you're gonna repair. I do want to give a shout out to your wife because she's been seemingly. I mean, I don't know because I'm not there, but she's been very supportive of what we're doing. So just want to give her a shout out for that. You know, she's been great. So yeah, man, because it's not like you have your own studio room, but are you making it? You say you're gonna do that in like your garage or something, or?
Yeah, I have a friend who his old house he built kind of an office in his garage, and I was thinking, oh, that'd be cool if you helped me do that, because then I could just turn it into like a full-time studio or something.
Yeah, you made any progress on that, or is it still the same as when we last?
Well, I have a bunch of stuff from my old business in my garage that I have to clean out. So yeah, it's just a.
If you guys want party stuff, Eric needs to get rid of some stuff.
But anyways, I do want to say, my wife is the absolute best, and she's wonderful. So
that's how you dig yourself out of that hole, guys. Okay, we're really teaching the people today, Eric. Really teaching the people. Shout out Cole. It says gonna go to bed. Tried to donate earlier, but was being weird. I'll try again next stream. Anyways, thanks for helping me out during long work days. I appreciate it. Of course, man. Like, those are my favorite comments. Is like people saying like helping me get through work, helping me get through my long days, that sort of stuff. So like that, I love to hear that. You know, if we can be that for you, that's really cool. So thanks, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, anything else, Eric? Marathon stream. We've been live for 3 hours. I feel like I didn't even get that tipsy. I drank like 6 shots. My tolerance is raising.
Wow, she actually commented in chat. I think that's the first time.
Oh, that's so sweet. This is what you guys should aspire to. Love it. Love the wholesomeness.
We've been together 20 plus years, and it's keeps getting better. So yeah, it's awesome.
Maybe one day my girlfriend will comment in chat.
Yeah.
Actually, I think she has once. I don't remember. She never wants to be seen on stream, though, is like what she said. So her cat is
represents. Yeah.
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 She is 5'10", though, so D1 babies? 6'4" plus 5'10", what does that equal? I don't know. Maybe I'll find out soon. Just kidding. Okay, maybe I am slightly tipsy. That's what I'll chalk that up to. Anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll be live again on Sunday after the Blazers take on the Lakers. The hated Lakers. They've been brutal lately. So maybe the Blazers can turn it around. Maybe they'll bounce back like they did after the Memphis loss. And they'll be better for a little bit before they have another 40-point loss against a bad team. And at the buzzer, shout out to Boom with the $10 donation. Says, came home from work to one of my dogs getting said by a skunk. She got sprayed by a skunk. That sucks. I looked at her in disgust and asked her if she'd been hanging with the Blazers because she stinks. True story on the skunk.
That's the worst. Sorry, man.
Yeah, how do you put her in what? Tomato bath? I forget what the remedy for that is. But
peanut butter? So I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, give her a bathtub of peanut butter and put her in it, see how she reacts. That sucks, though, for real. Thanks for the $10 donation. Yeah, we had like owls right outside our back door last night or something because we got a creek behind our house, which is cool.
The best says Blazers going to be the team that wake the Lakers up. Yeah.
Yep. Get right game for the Lakers on Sunday, but we'll have a post-game show for you guys. And it's a call-in night, so if you've ever wanted to call in, make sure you join our Discord call-in on Sunday. Anything else, Eric?
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Love you all. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And see you all on Sunday.
Yep. Appreciate the donations tonight. You guys killed it. It means a lot. Leave a like on the way out. Easiest way to support the channel. Become a channel member by clicking the join button if you want to. You'll get access to emojis and some other stuff. And hit the subscribe button. We'll be live again on Sunday. Hopefully I won't be crashing out from fantasy football. We'll see. Anyway, that might be the therapy that I need for once. Anyway, right here. We'll catch you guys on Sunday. The Blazers lose to the freaking Jazz by 42 freaking points. Phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff. Anyway, until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!